Hey truckers, today we're seeing part 12 of Villain Tricks Heroines into Hating the MC. Let's dive into the video. As the third prince, Wang Qin, led his forces to the central region, he couldn't shake off the sense of urgency. He arrived just slightly later than Wang Ying, Wang Hao, Wang Jian's factions, and Stella's beast forces, who were already engaged in a fierce battle against the relentless demon horde. Wang Qin couldn't help but feel a tinge of regret, realizing that his faction might have arrived too late to claim credit for the impending victory. As he watched the ongoing chaos, a bead of sweat trickled down Wang Chen's brow when he witnessed the epic clash between his elder brother, Wang Hao, and the formidable Tristan. The sheer magnitude of the power disparity between them sent shivers down his spine. It was a humbling revelation, leaving Wang Chen and his faction questioning their choices. They couldn't help but wonder if they had aligned themselves with the wrong faction, for the overwhelming and domineering might displayed by Wang Hao was beyond anything they had anticipated. The realization dawned upon them that Wang Hao possessed the strength to effortlessly defeat their entire faction unless confronted by an opponent of equal caliber. They all knew, deep down, that even their esteemed leader, Wang Qin, a peak Lord Realm expert, would pale in comparison to Wang Hao. The mere thought of Wang Qin advancing to the King Realm was but a feeble hope, as it seemed unlikely he could ever surpass Wang Hao's might. Nevertheless, a glimmer of relief washed over them when Wang Hao finally displayed signs of weariness after his triumphant battle against Tristan. Sensing an opportunity, Wang Qin rallied his forces, his voice resonating with determination as he addressed his subordinates: "Stay vigilant and survey the entire battlefield. To secure the Butterfly Spirit Queen's mark, our achievements must surpass those of my eldest brother and second sister. Only by decimating this horde of demons can we attain our desired glory." In the midst of their fervor, Wang Chen's faction spotted a group of demons carrying Tristan away to safety. At that moment, Wang Chen's resolve solidified, and his plan took shape. Their aim was clear: to wipe out every last demon in that group. This would undoubtedly become a pivotal moment, an extraordinary highlight in the annals of this fierce battle. Yet, as they prepared to charge forward, fate took an unexpected turn. Yi Chen, a blur of agility, outpaced Wang Chen's forces, causing them to pause their advance. The present situation unfolded before their eyes, as Yi Chen valiantly endured the unrelenting onslaught of demon attacks, trapped with no escape and no means to retaliate. It was at this crucial juncture that Wang Chen's faction made a unanimous decision to intervene. From strategic positions, they emerged, surrounding the demon force and sealing their retreat. The demons grimaced, fully aware of the dire straits they now found themselves in. Trapped with no chance of escape, their only option appeared to be an inescapable demise. However, rather than succumbing to despair, the demons found a renewed vigor within. They fought with unwavering determination, defying their impending fate. The demons, previously locked in a fierce assault against Yi Chen, abruptly redirected their attention to Wang Chen's faction, sensing a formidable new adversary on the battlefield. In a swift motion, they formed a defensive formation, their eyes gleaming with a mix of trepidation and determination. Alas, fortune was not on their side, for the group of demons found themselves distanced from their main force. Across the sprawling battlefield, their comrades waged a titanic struggle against the combined might of Wang Jian's, Wang Hao's, Wang Ying's factions, and Stella's awe-inspiring beast forces. This unfortunate positioning meant that their brethren couldn't swiftly come to their aid, leaving them vulnerable and isolated. Unbeknownst to the demons, Wang Chen's faction had expertly seized this tactical advantage, their every move calculated to exploit the situation. Like a hunter stalking its prey, they had purposefully positioned themselves to trap the demons and unleash a devastating assault upon them. "This is the perfect moment for you despicable demons to prostrate yourself and beg for your lowly lives," Wang Chen declared with an air of authority. The demons, their malevolent gazes fixed upon Wang Chen and his forces, remained ominously silent, their hostility simmering beneath the surface. Unfazed by their defiance, Wang Chen raised his arm, his commanding presence palpable. "Charge!" he bellowed, unleashing his subordinates with a thunderous cry. But what unfolded next was a sight that left the entire battlefield stunned, both friend and foe alike. From the rear of Wang Chen's faction emerged a multitude of lethal projectiles, their trajectory set to rain down upon his own forces. Swords, needles, blades, spears, and arrows descended upon them, each imbued with a volatile elemental aura. Yet, these weapons held a secret. Their aura was concealed by enigmatic talismans, rendering them undetectable even by the most perceptive sensors on the battlefield. The sound of hundreds of weapons hurtling through the air reached the ears of Wang Chen and his comrades, raising their heads in anticipation. In a split second, Wang Chen reacted, raising his arms in a protective cross formation, his voice a resolute command. "Brace yourselves!" The impact was cataclysmic. The weapons struck their intended targets with a resounding thud, triggering a series of small explosions that echoed through the air. As the orangish dust billowed, shrouding the battlefield in a hazy veil, the true extent of the assault became apparent. Wang Chen, his once formidable presence now diminished, bore the weight of severe injuries upon his arms and shoulders. The most up-to-date NVELs are published on n0velg.co/m. His faction, too, lay scattered and wounded, their reaction to the sudden attack having been tragically delayed. The air was thick with heavy breathing as the surviving members of Wang Chen's faction grappled with the gravity of their wounds. A sense of profound exhaustion settled upon them, each breath a testament to the toll exacted by the ruthless onslaught. Among them, only a select few King Realm warriors clung to life, albeit with minor injuries. Their expressions, a chilling blend of calculation and terror, mirrored the bleak reality of their situation as they beheld the approaching demons, eyes ablaze with a fiery determination. Fury surged within Wang Chen, his voice resonating with righteous indignation that reverberated across the battlefield. "Who dares launch such a despicable sneak attack against us?" he thundered, his words punctuated by an unwavering resolve to unearth the truth. Alas, the answer remained elusive, swallowed by the ominous silence that hung heavy in the air. Faced with the absence of a response, Wang Chen's faction found themselves thrust into a desperate struggle, forced to confront the demons who now shielded Tristan from their reach. In their current depleted state, the odds seemed insurmountable, a daunting challenge that threatened to crush their spirits. "Darn it!" Wang Chen's voice echoed with a potent mix of frustration and determination. "We shall not falter even in such a predicament. Even in our wounded state, we shall fight with unwavering valor." Yet, amid the chaos and turmoil, a disheartening truth revealed itself. Not all members of Wang Chen's faction shared his unwavering resolve. The faction, comprised of diverse individuals with their own ambitions and allegiances, harbored a contingent of rebellious and unprincipled groups whose loyalty wavered in the face of personal gain. Of the 5 King Realm experts who had sustained minor injuries, 3 made a fateful decision that shattered the unity of their faction. The Black Hand Organization, the Jade Serpent Sect, and the Lotus Assassins Group, swayed by their selfish desires, chose to forsake their leader in this darkest hour. Their personal groups of subordinates followed suit, leaving Wang Chen to grapple with the gravity of their betrayal. In the face of such abandonment, a wave of seething anger surged within Wang Chen. It coursed through his veins, threatening to consume him whole. The intensity of his emotions reached a crescendo, his frustration and betrayal mingling to form a potent cocktail that threatened to drown him. The veins on his forehead bulged, a visible testament to the tumultuous storm brewing within his being. The weight of this betrayal bore down on Wang Chen's weary shoulders, threatening to crush his spirit. The battlefield, once filled with a united front, now stood fragmented and fractured. It was a blow that cut deep, leaving him grappling with a whirlwind of emotions, unrelenting rage and a profound sense of betrayal. At that moment, the battlefield seemed to hold its breath, the air heavy with tension. The remaining members of Wang Chen's faction, their faces etched with disbelief and uncertainty, watched as their leader's fury radiated like an inferno. They stood witness to a pivotal moment, teetering on the brink of despair. Wang Chen's voice, now tinged with an icy determination, sliced through the silence like a blade. "We shall not allow this treachery to extinguish our flame." His words hung in the air, a resolute call to arms. It was a plea, a desperate plea, to salvage what remained of their shattered cohesion. The fate of their faction now teetered on a knife's edge, balancing precariously between submission and resurgence. With bated breath, the surviving members of Wang Chen's faction contemplated their leader's unwavering resolve. Meanwhile, in the distance, Wang Jian stood on the branch of a tree with a disdainful look on his face, "And that is why you should never ever have messed with me, my dear third brother. How do you like the taste of your dear subordinates leaving you in this predicament? From the looks of your face, you seem to love it. Ha ha ha." From his vantage point, Wang Jian meticulously observed the unfolding battlefield, his eyes scanning for a moment of opportunity to sway the tides in his favor. The unexpected revelation of Wang Hao's formidable spirit had caught him off guard, yet he quickly regained his composure. He reasoned that as long as the true god of war spirit remained restrained, he still had a chance to beat Wang Hao. Well, Wang Jian might need to utilize the complete might of his devil bloodline at that moment. As time passed, Wang Jian's senses keenly detected Yi Chen's presence, lurking in the shadows as an astute observer of the battlefield. It was easy to discern Yi Chen's motives, given his dire predicament. Undoubtedly, Yi Chen sought a chance to clear his name and regain his honor. Fate soon bestowed upon Yi Chen the very opportunity he sought, the chance to slaughter Tristan. With audacious resolve, Yi Chen fearlessly advanced, intent on assassinating the demon leader. The entire group of demons was caught off guard by Yi Chen's daring maneuver, but Wang Jian remained calm and composed amidst the chaos. Drawing upon his mastery of the shadow manipulation technique, Wang Jian skillfully extended his shadow, interposing it between Yi Chen's lethal strike and Tristan's vulnerable form, effectively saving the demon leader's life. In that pivotal moment, Yi Chen's fate seemed sealed, for any ordinary person would have perished under the relentless assault of the numerous demons surrounding him. Yet, fortune smiled upon Yi Chen, an inexplicable stroke of luck that carried the blessings of the world's essence. As if guided by unseen hands, another faction emerged from the shadows, their intervention aimed at vanquishing the very demons that threatened Yi Chen's existence. In a twist of fate, their timely arrival not only preserved Yi Chen's life but also ensured the demise of every demon that dared to harm him. Unknown to all but Wang Jian, this moment had been foreseen and meticulously planned for. Wang Jian had meticulously kept track of the various powers present in the forest, calculating their capabilities and loyalty, all while ensuring that no overt divine intervention would be suspected. Among the factions at his disposal, only one fit the criteria, the Third Prince's faction, led by Wang Chen. With his machinations set in motion, Wang Jian had already enlisted the aid of the Crimson Cult, urging them to launch an attack specifically targeting Wang Chen's faction. This would fulfill the Crimson Cult's end of the agreement they had struck with Wang Jian. Now, it was time for Wang Jian to honor his part of the bargain. However, that would happen later. Right now, he had to manage the current situation. He found it somewhat perplexing that the Crimson Cult had yet to join the battlefield. Given their earlier sneak attack on Wang Chen's forces, he had expected them to swiftly enter the fray. His mind briefly wandered to the enigmatic group of demons who had been in negotiations with the Crimson Cult. Their aura exuded a palpable malevolence, far more sinister than the demons battling the combined forces of humans and beasts. Yet, after striking a deal with the Crimson Cult, these demons seemed to have vanished from Wang Jian's spiritual sensitivity skills' reach, skillfully veiling themselves beneath a concealment array. Recognizing the futility of his search, Wang Jian redirected his focus to the unfolding chaos on the battlefield. However, his attention was drawn to a figure lying motionless amidst the carnage, Yi Chen, his injuries evident and his condition precarious. Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, a glimmer of hope seemed distant for Yi Chen, trapped in his weakened state. The demons protecting Tristan were busy fighting against Wang Chen's remnant forces. However, as the demons were about to end their skirmish with Wang Chen's forces, a palpable sense of foreboding hung heavy in the air. A terrifying aura, reminiscent of the infamous Storm Devil God Fury technique employed by Tristan, swept across the battlefield, sending shivers down the spines of all who felt its sinister presence. All eyes turned skyward, where an immense and intricate dark magical circle materialized, casting an eerie glow upon the embattled ground below. A peculiar darkness engulfed the entire battlefield, reaching every combatant ensnared within the boundaries of the mystical sigils. In a dramatic twist of fate, a formidable force of demons materialized before the astonished onlookers. Leading this newfound horde of demons was an ethereal woman of unparalleled beauty, her dark locks cascading around her, and her crimson eyes ablaze with a wicked gleam. Up-to-date OVLS on OVL bin.cm. In her hand, she wielded a formidable scythe, emanating an ancient and formidable aura. With a voice that echoed like a chilling harbinger of doom, the demonic woman known as the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess proclaimed her intentions. "Humans, surrender. You are cursed by my technique. Your chi shall be siphoned by my insidious formation and bestowed upon the demons as rejuvenating energy. Your fate is sealed." The battlefield trembled under the weight of her proclamation, as the Devil Princess exuded an aura that exuded power and dominance. Though not a true princess of any devil clan, her extraordinary abilities had earned her the moniker of the Devil Princess, endearing her to one of the great devil clans who recognized her exceptional talents. Unbeknownst to all, the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess and her cunning demon group had been meticulously constructing a formidable formation, hidden in plain sight. Their malevolent plan was nearing completion. Suddenly, like a bolt of lightning, Wang Ying, fueled by her battle spirit, the Frostwave Kraken Sovereign, charged fearlessly towards the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess. With a swift motion, she unleashed a barrage of ice shards aimed at her nemesis, while simultaneously thrusting her spear forward with unwavering determination. To the astonishment of all witnesses, the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess scoffed at the feeble attempt, effortlessly blocking the onslaught. Dark tendrils sprouted from her ethereal form, swiftly neutralizing the ice shards with an air of contempt. And as Wang Ying's spear thrust reached its intended target, the Devil Princess deflected the attack with a dismissive flick of her hand, using her formidable scythe as a shield. Wang Ying's eyes widened in disbelief at the ease with which her attacks had been nullified. She felt a sense of bewilderment, as if her strikes had lost a significant portion of their power, leaving her at a disadvantage. Seizing the opportunity to revel in her triumph, the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess explained with a chilling smirk, "Confusion seems to cloud your mind. Allow me to enlighten you. The curse bestowed upon you possesses a unique ability, draining half the power of any attack launched by those under its influence if it's targeted at me." A cold shiver ran down Wang Ying's spine as the reality of her diminished strength sank in. However, she refused to succumb to fear. Instead, a contemptuous smile danced upon her lips as she defiantly retorted, "Bringing me into such close proximity to you shall be your ultimate downfall." Unbeknownst to the Devil Princess, the glow of one of Wang Ying's bangles intensified, heralding a surge of potent ice energy that swept through the ranks of the demon group. "While my power may wane in your presence, I have discovered that your curse holds no sway over the strength imbued within my spear. Talismans and artifacts still retain their potency against you," Wang Ying declared, her voice ringing with unwavering confidence. In a breathtaking display of her newfound knowledge, Wang Ying unleashed a devastating ice blast upon the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess, the intensity of the attack catching both her intended target and the surrounding demons off guard. The sudden eruption of power sent shockwaves through the battlefield, leaving the onlookers in awe of Wang Ying's resilience and resourcefulness. As the swirling dust cloud enveloped the battlefield, obscuring the vision of all who stood witness, a chilling voice pierced through the chaos. The Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess's words echoed, carrying a wicked tone that sent shivers down the spines of those present. "Did you ever ponder where your drained energy goes? Ah, perhaps the weight of the moment kept such thoughts at bay. Allow me to enlighten you, it flows directly to me. When the haze finally settled, the resplendent figure of the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess materialized, encased behind an impenetrable wall of pure, malevolent energy. The sight alone was enough to sow seeds of doubt and unease in the hearts of even the bravest warriors. Yet, in a testament to unwavering loyalty and unyielding courage, Wang Ying's trusted subordinates swiftly closed the distance, rallying beside their valiant leader. Determined to turn the tide, they prepared to face the onslaught unleashed by the Devil Princess's own formidable forces. Without hesitation, the demonic minions under the Devil Princess's command charged forth, engaging in a vicious clash with Wang Ying's resolute comrades. The clash of weapons and the crackling of arcane energies filled the air as both sides fought tooth and nail for supremacy. Wang Ying's indomitable warriors, fueled by the power of their awe-inspiring artifacts and assault talismans, unleashed devastating blows upon their demonic adversaries. Each strike carried the weight of their unyielding resolve, rending the very fabric of the battlefield. However, these were no ordinary demons who faced Wang Ying's fierce onslaught. They were a select group that had grown in strength through countless battles, forged in the crucible of relentless conflict. Their darkened souls burned with an insatiable thirst for victory, and they retaliated with a ferocity that threatened to overwhelm their courageous opponents. Amidst this cataclysmic clash, the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess's attention was abruptly drawn to a peculiar sight. Through the haze of the battlefield, she beheld a woman performing an extraordinary feat. With unwavering determination, Hong Meilin was freeing individuals from the clutches of the Devil Princess's insidious curse. This unexpected turn of events unsettled the Devil Princess, casting a flicker of doubt upon her calculated strategy. Among the countless combatants embroiled in the chaos, only 2 individuals defied her malevolent curse. Wang Hao stood resolute, fortified by the incomparable power of the god of war spirit. This was no surprise to the Devil Princess, who had clashed with him on numerous occasions, acutely aware of his unique abilities and unwavering resolve. Yet, she had patiently bided her time, waiting for him to exhaust his formidable energy, knowing that he possessed the potential to reshape the fate of all on the battlefield. However, the presence of Hong Meilin, the revered saintess of the Church of Divine Light, was an unforeseen variable, a radiant light in the midst of darkness. The Devil Princess had not accounted for this unexpected twist, as the saintess wielded an inherent immunity to her insidious curse. Moreover, her energy possessed the power to dispel her curse. Zyrithia, a once unremarkable low-ranked demon residing in the impoverished slums of the demon realm, found herself thrust into a life-altering adventure on an otherwise ordinary day. Drawn by the distant echoes of battle, her curiosity propelled her towards the source of the commotion. Unbeknownst to Zyrithia, her clumsy approach caught the attention of the battling demons, and their menacing gazes fixated upon her. Swiftly realizing the imminent danger, she turned on her heels and sprinted in the opposite direction, desperately seeking an escape route. Fate, however, had other plans for Zyrithia. In her panicked flight, she stumbled upon a concealed pit, its entrance cunningly disguised by an intricate illusionary array. Plunging into the depths of the pit, she unknowingly entered a hidden underground tunnel, leaving her pursuers bewildered and empty-handed. Within the subterranean labyrinth, Zyrithya's eyes beheld a sight that would forever alter her destiny. The tunnel was a graveyard of slain demonic beasts, their corpses serving as a testament to battles long past. As her gaze wandered, it alighted upon a majestic totem, a statue that stood as an ancestral embodiment of the renowned Nether Curseweaver clan. The totem radiated an otherworldly aura, beckoning Zyrithia closer. This demonic totem possessed 4 invaluable treasures, each holding the potential to reshape Zyrithya's existence. The first was a spatial pouch, once brimming with rare resources whose energy had waned over time. Nonetheless, within its confines lay remnants of potent energy, a treasure trove for a demon like Zyrithia. The second treasure was a complete cultivation manual, meticulously chronicling the profound techniques of an eminent practitioner of the Nether Curseweaver clan. It held within its pages a collection of cursed techniques. The third treasure presented itself as a single drop of ancestral bloodline, the life essence of the very ancestral expert immortalized in the totem. Oblivious to its potency, Xyrithia fearlessly touched the crimson droplet with her bare hands. As the blood seeped into her very being, excruciating agony engulfed her for an entire week. During that harrowing period, her bloodline, physique, and very spirit were subjected to relentless disintegration and regeneration, each cycle an excruciating test of endurance. By all accounts, she should have perished due to her having no direct relations to the Nether Curseweaver clan. In truth, Xyrithia's survival was a testament to her minuscule but undeniable connection to the Nether Curseweaver clan, an ancient lineage that intertwined with her blood through a distant seventh-generational ancestor. Illicit liaisons between high-ranking demons and women of various backgrounds had given rise to a multitude of illegitimate offspring, each possessing the potential of a powerful devil clan. Alas, without the clan's elusive techniques necessary to unlock and harness their latent abilities, these progeny remained confined to obscurity, their potential unrealized. In an astonishing metamorphosis, Xyrithia emerged from her harrowing ordeal forever changed. The ancestral blood not only awakened her dormant Nether Curseweaver devil bloodline but also bestowed upon her heightened instincts, enabling her to intuitively grasp the intricacies of her newfound heritage and its ancient techniques. Lastly, the fourth treasure bestowed upon her was the legendary ancestral Nether Curse scythe, accompanied by an intricate manuscript detailing its enigmatic techniques. Wielding the scythe would prove a daunting challenge, as Xyrithia had never before held such a weapon in her hands. But the sheer power resonating from the ancient artifact fueled her determination, for she understood that mastery over the scythe would render her an unstoppable force, capable of reshaping destinies and carving her name into the annals of history. Xyrithia wasted no time in making her triumphant return to the demon realm's mainland, armed with the newfound and enigmatic skills that set her apart from the masses. The Nether Curseweaver devil clan, initially taken aback by her extraordinary abilities, swiftly recognized her potential and eagerly welcomed her into their fold. Her ascent was nothing short of meteoric, but her journey was not without its share of thorns. Within the confines of the clan, Xyrithia faced the sting of discrimination and ostracization. Bound by archaic traditions and plagued by narrow-minded thinking, many demons viewed her as an outsider, their vision clouded by ignorance and prejudice. Yet, Xyrithia remained undeterred, proving their preconceived notions wrong time and time again. She unleashed her unparalleled talent, triumphing over numerous clan heirs and leaving no doubt as to her rightful place as the most gifted successor of the Nether Curseweaver devil clan. In recognition of her indomitable spirit and unmatched prowess, Xyrithia was bestowed the honor of becoming the clan's representative for a critical mission, an audacious endeavor to infiltrate and corrupt the everlasting mystic empire from within. While her encounters with the formidable Crown Prince's faction had brought both victories and defeats, Xyrithia's influence within the empire grew steadily. Her faction flourished, spreading its tendrils throughout the vast expanse of the everlasting mystic empire. What set Xyrithia apart from her fellow demons was not merely her ability to rally others to her cause, but also her rare talent for enlisting the aid of humans. She had managed to forge alliances that transcended the boundaries of species, weaving a web of cooperation and mutual benefit. It was not solely her persuasive or negotiating skills that won over these humans, her curse-inflicted abilities played an instrumental role. Through the sinister power of her curses, she wielded an irresistible allure, ensnaring the hearts and minds of those susceptible to her dark charms. At this moment, Xyrithia's faction and Wang Ying's faction were clashing against each other. The tension in the air was palpable. Wang Hao, now fully conscious, scowled as he laid his eyes upon Xyrithia's approaching forces. A mixture of frustration and determination welled up within him, causing his fists to clench instinctively. He desperately yearned to activate his god of war spirit, knowing that without tapping into its formidable power, he stood little chance of defeating Xyrithia in his current wounded state. However, to his dismay, his attempts to unleash the god of war spirit proved futile. The exhaustion that came with wielding such an immense force was no joke, leaving Wang Hao drained and unable to summon its might once more, at least not so soon. Accepting the temporary setback, he redirected his focus, honing his attention on harnessing the power of his laws of fist. The demons of the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan surrounded him, their menacing presence demanding his unwavering focus and skill. With steely resolve, Wang Hao pushed aside his frustration and delved deep into his well of combat expertise. Each strike he delivered was a testament to his unwavering spirit and unyielding determination. The pressure on each combatant, both human and beast, intensified exponentially as Wang Ying's faction rallied behind their leader to assist in the battle against Xyrithia's formidable forces. As the clash raged on, Wang Hao's unwavering dedication to the fight and his unrelenting pursuit of victory became evident. His injuries, though still a hindrance, served as a mere obstacle that fueled his determination rather than dampening his resolve. With every strike he unleashed, he aimed to dismantle the enemy's ranks, creating openings and opportunities for his allies to press forward. Meanwhile, the battlefield trembled under the weight of the ongoing struggle. The clash of demonic and human forces echoed through the air, punctuated by roars, cries, and the sound of colliding weapons. In the midst of the chaos, Yi Chen's eyelids fluttered open, his body aching from the merciless assault he had endured at the hands of the demons guarding Tristan. Slowly, he rose to his feet, his gaze sweeping across the scene that lay before him. What met his eyes was a grim tableau of death and devastation. Get your Avrite Ovals at no/v/e/lbn.com. The lifeless bodies of numerous humans littered the area, a testament to the fierce battle that had taken place. Among the fallen were the loyal followers of the third Prince Wangchen, his trusted faction who had valiantly stood their ground against the onslaught of demons. The majority of them had tragically succumbed to their wounds, and their lives extinguished in the line of duty, their sacrifice an epitaph of their unwavering loyalty. Yet, amidst the carnage, the third prince still clung to life, a testament to the determination and resilience that burned within him. However, his survival was not solely his own doing, but owed much to the selfless devotion of his remaining loyal subordinates. These brave few had laid down their lives to shield their prince from harm, their unwavering loyalty acting as a shield against the encroaching darkness. As the demons protecting Tristan caught sight of Xyrithia's arrival, their priorities shifted, abandoning their ruthless assault on Wang Chen's faction. Leaving behind a meager contingent to keep the prince's followers occupied, they swiftly made their retreat, their focus now directed toward securing a safe haven for themselves. Yi Chen's frustration simmered within him, his teeth gritted in anger as he muttered through clenched jaws, "Why? Why did that shadow intervene to protect Tristan? My timing was flawless, my attack formidable, and my concealment impeccable. So why, oh why, was my plan thwarted?" Surveying the battlefield, his eyes fell upon Xyrithia, the very demon princess whose life he had once saved. It was that act of kindness that had cast him as a public enemy within the empire. Every misfortune he had faced seemed to trace back to her. Now, with Wang Ying locked in a fierce struggle against Xyrithia, Yi Chen's weakened form took hesitant steps towards the fray. Gripping his heavy sword in one hand, he fumbled to retrieve rare, vital herbs from his pouch, determined to mend his injuries as best he could before joining the battle. With each determined step forward, Yi Chen closed the distance, catching the attention of those near the battlefield. His presence did not go unnoticed by Xyrithia, her eyes gleaming with a devious glint as she spoke aloud, commanding the attention of all who stood witness. "Hey, you!" Xyrithia called out, her voice carrying across the tumultuous field. "Help me keep this woman occupied for a few minutes. I know of your secret dealings with Tristan, and I saw how you aided his faction against both humans and beasts. I promise you, your efforts won't be in vain." The proclamation hung in the air, causing Wang Ying to exclaim in disbelief, her voice ringing out amidst the chaos. Even Elder Hua and Jean Meixiang, both taken aback by the revelation, gasped audibly. None had anticipated that Yi Chen would be aligned with a demon. As Cyrithio's words settled upon the ears of those present, Yi Chen hesitated for a moment, his mind racing to concoct a suitable response. Initially prepared to deny the accusation vehemently, he paused, realizing the partial truth in her words. It was true that he had assisted Tristan's demon faction in their battles against both humans and beasts. However, he had his own reasons, far from aligning with the demons. Yet, that momentary pause proved disastrous, for Wang Ying, Elder Hua, and Jean Meixiang swiftly arrived at their own conclusions, convinced by Cyrithio's words and the apparent absence of a denial from Yi Chen. Tongue-tied and trapped, he found himself ensnared in a web of misunderstanding. Seizing the diversion she had caused by using Yi Chen, Cyrithia skillfully maneuvered herself away from her intense clash with Wang Ying, her eyes gleaming with determination. She knew all too well the danger that Hong Meilin posed to her, armed with an unforgiving holy light capable of dispelling her nefarious curses. Across the battlefield, Hong Meilin had already unleashed her power, banishing the curses that had plagued the King Realm experts of Wang Hao and Wang Jian's factions. Her radiant aura flickered with an otherworldly brilliance, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos of battle. As Wang Hao, Wang Jian, and Stella's beast forces engaged in a ferocious struggle against the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan, Cyrithia deftly slipped through the fray, her lithe form weaving between combatants with a fluid grace. Her intent was clear: eliminate Hong Meilin before the holy light could disrupt her wicked schemes. But fate had other plans. Just as Cyrithia closed in on her unsuspecting target, her hopes were dashed by the sudden vigilance of Stella and Lady Zhuoran. Their keen senses, honed through countless battles, alerted them to Cyrithia's stealthy approach. Without hesitation, Stella and Lady Zhuoran swiftly turned their attention towards the would-be assassin, their movements synchronized in a deadly dance. Their combined attacks surged forward, aimed at neutralizing the imminent threat. Yet, Cyrithia, undeterred by the odds stacked against her, brandished her ancestral nether curse scythe. The scythe sliced through the air, parrying the oncoming onslaught with calculated precision. Sparks erupted as the wind and water elemental attacks clashed against her blade. With a calculated retreat, Cyrithia gracefully disengaged from the confrontation with Stella and Lady Zhuoran, her movements evoking an eerie elegance. As the realization of Yi Chen's affiliation with the demonic forces sank in, a wave of anger and disbelief swept through the ranks of Wang Ying's faction. The loss of their loved ones at the hands of these wicked demons fueled their fury, and they were determined to make Yi Chen pay for his treachery. Yi Chen, now under attack, refused to be a mere pawn in their game. Drawing upon his resolve, he swiftly retaliated, his movements fluid and precise, fending off his assailants with calculated strikes. The clash of weapons reverberated through the chaotic battlefield, intensifying the atmosphere of tension and conflict. The chaos and uproar caused by Yi Chen's resistance caught the attention of Wang Ying and Elder Hua, who now regarded him with renewed hostility. Without hesitation, they joined the fray, their attacks aimed at subduing and eliminating the perceived traitor. Witnessing Yi Chen's desperate struggle, Cyrithia, having returned to her faction's side, saw an opportunity to turn the tide in their favor. A sly smile curved her lips as she approached Yi Chen, her eyes gleaming with a mix of deviousness and anticipation. "You've made a wise choice, Yi Chen," Cyrithia taunted, her voice dripping with mock sincerity. "Soon, these humans will understand the futility of their resistance, and we will reign victorious over their lifeless bodies." Yi Chen's friends within Wang Ying's faction, utterly disillusioned by his alliance with the demonic forces, stood in disbelief. A profound sense of betrayal colored their expressions as they resolved to sever all ties with him. Their once unbreakable bonds shattered under the weight of their newfound animosity. A friend from the Mystic Creature Handlers Union, a mixture of anger and grief etched on his face, commanded his loyal beasts to attack Yi Chen, intending to end his life and avenge their fallen comrades. The air crackled with hostility as the beasts lunged forward, their primal instincts driving them to strike down their former ally. Yet, amidst the chaos, the demons in Cyrithia's faction swiftly moved to intercept the charging beasts, forming a protective barrier around Yi Chen. With uncanny coordination, they fought tooth and claw, preventing the beasts from reaching their intended target. Zairithia's gaze locked onto Yi-Chen, her smile spreading wider like the coiling tendrils of darkness. "Do you see now, Yi-Chen? Even your closest friends have turned their backs on you," she murmured, her voice dripping with a mixture of feigned sympathy and twisted delight. "But fear not, for I will be your friend. Our fates were intertwined from the moment you selflessly saved me." Wang Ying's anguished cry echoed through the battlefield, her voice heavy with betrayal and shattered trust. "Why, Yi-Chen? How could you betray us like this? I considered you a true friend, someone I could rely on when the world doubted you. It seems I was gravely mistaken in my judgment." As her words reverberated through the air, shards of ice materialized and hurtled towards Yi-Chen, propelled by Wang Ying's anguish and anger. With swift precision, Zairithia twirled her scythe, intercepting the icy onslaught, each shard shattering upon contact. Her movements exuded a mixture of disdain and conceit as she responded to Wang Ying's accusations. "Oh, is it not crystal clear why he would align himself with us? We demons honor and respect our allies, rewarding them with immeasurable riches and power, far more than you selfish humans could ever comprehend." Yi-Chen's heart wavered, torn between his former friendships and the seductive promises of power and reward from Zairithia. The weight of his decision hung heavily upon him as he struggled to find his voice amidst the chaos and conflicting emotions. Wang Ying's face contorted with a mix of anger and hurt. Yi-Chen's gaze shifted from Zairithia to Wang Ying, reflecting the storm of conflict raging within his soul. "Second princess, it's not as simple as it seems. I never wished to aid the demons," he began, his voice laden with remorse. Wang Ying's expression hardened into a frown as she pressed him for answers. "Then why do you stand with them now?" Yi-Chen's eyes flickered momentarily towards Stella, Wang Jian's faction, and the surrounding battlefield. A sigh escaped his lips before he returned his gaze to Wang Ying. "Explaining the situation now would only complicate matters further. Just know that I never sought to break your trust or become your enemy, second princess," he replied, his words tinged with resignation. A glacial chill settled in Wang Ying's eyes, fueled by the realization that Yi-Chen had chosen to align himself with Zairithia. It was an admission, an unspoken acknowledgement of where his allegiance now resided. In truth, Yi-Chen had an option, a chance to betray Zairithia and regain the trust of his human allies. He knew that a swift strike from behind, catching Zairithia off guard, could potentially turn the tides. Yet, he hesitated. His hesitation stemmed from a fear, a gnawing uncertainty that the humans would turn against him once Zairithia's faction fell. Despite his valiant efforts to rid them of Tristan's threat, it seemed as though his actions had been overshadowed by Zairithia's honeyed words. And now, faced with the loss of trust from Wang Ying and his other allies, Yi-Chen clung to the one person who held the key to his survival in this treacherous predicament. But there was an undeniable truth that he struggled to confront: the intoxicating allure of Zairithia's exceptional beauty had played a role in his decision. Deep down, he yearned for her favor, his desires clouding his judgment and justifying his hesitation. Had it been a man or an ugly woman, Yi-Chen would not have hesitated to turn against them. Yet, the captivating presence of Zairithia ignited a selfish and depraved intention within him, rendering him unable to strike her down. He desperately craved a favorable impression from her, fueled by his own dark desires. With resolve hardening in his heart, Yi-Chen launched himself into battle against Wang Ying's formidable forces. The shocking revelation of his alliance with the demons reverberated across the battlefield, leaving Wang Hao and even Guan Yin dumbfounded. None of them had anticipated that Yi-Chen would truly side with the forces they deemed nefarious. Guan Yin, Yi-Chen's childhood friend, was particularly taken aback by his transformation. The memories of a righteous and compassionate man from their shared past clashed with the reality she now faced. The Yi-Chen she knew had been shaped by principles of honor and kindness, but the man before her now wore a wicked guise, a distortion of the friend she once cherished. In her eyes, he had become a dark and treacherous figure, deserving nothing less than a gruesome death, his body rent into 1,000 shattered pieces. Amidst the relentless clash of swords and the deafening roar of magic, Wang Jian reveled in the chaos unfolding before his eyes. An insidious laughter escaped his lips as he marveled at the cunning prowess of the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess. His voice, laden with sinister amusement, drifted into the wind. Ah, the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess, a mastermind indeed. She must have discerned the truth, that Yi Chen's alliance with the demons was naught but a colossal misunderstanding. Yet, she wove a web of manipulation, transforming that misunderstanding into an undeniable reality. It seems her hopes for Yi Chen's untapped potential are exceedingly high. Lost in contemplation, Wang Jian's thoughts unfurled like a tapestry of intrigue. I have orchestrated countless instances where the world's essence has intervened to safeguard Yi Chen's life. Undoubtedly, such interventions have depleted a significant portion of his luck. While it may not be sufficient to claim his existence, it does present an opportunity for something equally tantalizing, to play with his cherished heroines. A wicked grin etched across his face, Wang Jian's eyes gleamed with perverse curiosity. I wonder, when a heroine, blessed with unparalleled fortune, seeks to extinguish the life of a protagonist, what shall transpire? Will the protagonists succumb to their destined demise, or shall the heroine bear the brunt of an overwhelming backlash? Dark amusement danced in his eyes as he relished the prospect of unraveling the intricate threads of fate. With calculated malevolence, Wang Jian relished his wicked machinations. Ah, the stage is set, and the pieces are in place. Now, the question lingers, when should I make my grand entrance onto this chaotic battlefield? The present moment, it seems, is not ripe for my intervention. His musings danced with the intoxicating allure of imminent upheaval. As the battle continued to escalate, the curse's potency grew, sapping the strength and resolve of the combatants. Hong Meilin, who had valiantly dispelled the curse for countless experts, found herself fatigued and weary. Nevertheless, the humans and beasts fighting alongside her displayed unwavering determination, matching the demons blow for blow. Wang Ying, however, remained entwined in a fierce duel with Zyrithia, her strength slowly waning as she fought against the powerful devil princess. Only her ancient artifacts and talisman symbols managed to force a momentary seriousness upon Zyrithia, their attacks possessing the potency to harm her. Elder Hua, recognizing the gravity of the situation, rallied the remaining experts under her command and rushed to aid Wang Ying in her battle against Zyrithia. With their combined strength, they hoped to turn the tide and reclaim the upper hand. Amidst the chaos, Yi Chen fought alongside Zyrithia, his sword techniques and profound understanding of the laws of sword on full display. Each swing of his blade left a trail of devastation in its wake, injuring numerous members of Wang Ying's faction. Meanwhile, in the depths of the oceanic tempest storm Devil Clan's hideout, a scene of intrigue and trepidation unfolded. The clan members, eager to share the news of Tristan's bloodline evolution with their elders, were met with a terrifying sight. Shadows, powerful and menacing, swept through the hideout, mercilessly slaughtering every demon in their path. Their swiftness and precision were unparalleled, piercing the heads of the clan members with chilling efficiency, except for Tristan. Tristan, astounded and shaken by this unexpected turn of events, quickly realized that these shadows possessed a formidable strength, capable of annihilating even his fellow clan members. The same shadows that had shielded him from Yi Chen's attack now revealed a deadly power that Tristan could exploit to his advantage. A sinister smile crept across Tristan's face as he recognized the opportunity before him. With the corpses, blood, and hearts of his fallen comrades, there was a chance he could regenerate his injuries and reclaim his former might. Your F4 stories on /o/v/lbn.cm. The prospect of absorbing the hearts of his clan members filled him with perverse excitement, knowing that his power would not only be restored but elevated to new heights. His heart pounding with anticipation, Tristan wasted no time as he crawled towards the lifeless bodies, his mind consumed by the dark alchemy of his wicked plans. The first step he knew was to recover from his debilitating injuries and unleash a force that would make him even more formidable than before. Tristan's recovery from his injuries was swift, thanks to the macabre ritual he performed using the hearts of his fallen clan members. However, he knew that harnessing the storm devil god fury came at a great cost. The repercussions of utilizing this forbidden technique could leave him severely weakened and vulnerable to any threat that crossed his path. Therefore, he decided to exercise caution and employ this power only when the direst of circumstances demanded it. Carrying with him the hearts of 7 Lord Realm demons and 6 King Realm demons, Tristan ventured onto the battlefield. The hearts of the King Realm demons held within them the potential to activate the fearsome Storm Devil God Fury technique, a devastating force that could tip the scales of the battle in his favor. He was well aware that each King Realm expert possessed 3 hearts, and with only 2 King Realm demons present in the hideout, he had amassed a total of 6 of these potent hearts. As he joined the fray, Tristan carefully assessed the situation, waiting for the opportune moment to unleash the power contained within those stolen hearts. The hearts of the Lord Realm demons, on the other hand, held the key to his recovery, providing the energy he needed to heal his wounds and regain his former strength. Tristan remained acutely aware of a lurking presence, an enigmatic figure concealed within the shadows, observing his every move. Despite the uncertainty and the unknown intentions of this demonic figure, Tristan stood firm, refusing to succumb to fear or intimidation. He planned to deal with all his problems with his overwhelming power. As Tristan boldly stepped onto the battlefield, a ripple of astonishment swept through the ranks of the demons, including the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan and the Nether Curseweaver Devil clan. They were taken aback by his return, his mere presence a stark reminder of his resilience in the face of grave injuries. However, what caught their attention even more was the conspicuous absence of the demons who once encircled Tristan, serving as his loyal followers. Their collective absence spoke volumes, causing a shiver of apprehension to snake its way through the members of the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan. A shared sense of unease etched itself onto their faces, for they knew all too well the extent of Tristan's wrath. They had dared to entertain the sinister notion of using him as an experimental subject, a pawn in their quest to unravel the secrets concealed within his bloodline evolution. Tristan's voice sliced through the tension, his words laden with a mixture of seething anger and icy determination. His gaze pierced through the human and beast factions, a silent promise of retribution shimmering in his eyes. "You have shown audacity beyond measure, daring to contemplate using me as a mere test subject. Fear not, for I shall deal with each and every one of you in due time," Tristan declared, his voice resonating with an otherworldly menace. "But before that, the moment has come to purge these repulsive humans and beasts who have dared to challenge our might." The air crackled with anticipation as Tristan's chilling words hung in the atmosphere, carrying with them a harbinger of impending doom. His return, imbued with newfound strength and a thirst for vengeance, sent shockwaves through the hearts of everyone. Wang Hao stood at the forefront of the human forces, his expression a mixture of disbelief and astonishment. The sight before him shattered the confines of logic and defied all rationality. Tristan, the one he had inflicted severe injuries upon, had made a triumphant return, his body restored to its former glory with an astonishing speed that defied the limits of his demonic bloodline's regeneration. Caught off guard by this unexpected turn of events, Wang Hao found himself grappling with a surge of conflicting emotions, surprise mingled with a tinge of unease. He knew all too well the extent of the devastation Tristan was capable of unleashing, and his earlier victory over the formidable demon seemed to fade into insignificance. A chilling silence descended upon the battlefield as all eyes turned towards Tristan, their collective breath held in anticipation of the impending confrontation. Tristan, his gaze fixed unwaveringly on Wang Hao, raised a pointed finger, his voice resonating with an icy edge that cut through the air like a sharpened blade. "It is you, human, who shall be the first to taste the full measure of my wrath," Tristan declared, his voice carrying an ominous undertone that sent shivers down the spines of those who heard it. The air crackled with tension as the confrontation between Tristan and Wang Hao reached its zenith. Sensing the imminent danger that loomed over their leader, the formidable warriors of Wang Hao's faction swiftly moved to shield him from Tristan's malevolent intentions. Amongst these stalwart defenders, Guan Yin stood at the forefront, her unwavering determination etched upon her face. Yi Chen, caught in the throes of his own fierce battle against Wang Ying's faction, watched the scene unfold with a mixture of frustration and concern. His heart ached at the sight of Guan Yin risking her own safety to protect Wang Hao, but his commitment to his own cause kept him locked in combat, unable to rush to her aid. A torrent of emotions surged within Yi Chen, a potent blend of regret, anger, and a burning desire to ensure the safety of his dear childhood friend. His fists clenched tightly, his mind racing with thoughts of how he could break free from his current engagement to come to Guan Yin's rescue. But the battlefield was unforgiving, each moment slipping away like grains of sand through an hourglass. Yi Chen's mind swelled with an exaggerated sense of his own formidable talents, a realization that only served to highlight the insurmountable gap between his feeble strength and the overwhelming might of the demonic behemoth, Tristan. Deep down, he was well aware that engaging in a direct confrontation with such a superior adversary would be a reckless and suicidal endeavor. Yet, the irony lay in his hypocritical rationalization and self-righteous musings. Within the labyrinth of his thoughts, Yi Chen sought solace and reassurance, indulging in a delusion of grandeur that bordered on narcissism. His inner monologue dripped with self-assurance and a misplaced sense of superiority as he whispered, "Why should I, a man of unparalleled greatness, sacrifice my precious existence for a woman who has forsaken me? There are endless wonders awaiting me, countless triumphs yet to be claimed. Fear not, Sister Yin, for I shall bestow upon this loathsome demon a punishment so severe and merciless that it shall forever be etched in the annals of irony." Amidst the irony of his inflated ego, Yi Chen couldn't ignore the undeniable truth: the terrifying strength possessed by the demonic entity, Tristan, far surpassed his own meager abilities. Yet, his arrogance blinded him to this fact, as he reveled in the misguided belief that his talent would allow him to surpass Tristan's might soon. As Tristan's presence loomed over the battlefield, the anticipation of his true power hung heavy in the air. His storm devil god fury remained dormant for now, yet even without its devastating force, he stood as a formidable opponent capable of taking on multiple King Realm warriors who valiantly protected Wang Hao. The absence of these powerful defenders had dire consequences for Wang Hao, Wang Jian's factions, and Stella's beast forces, as their defensive line against the encroaching demons weakened significantly. The overwhelming numbers of the demonic horde led to a surge in casualties among the human warriors, their lives extinguished in the face of the relentless onslaught. Adding to their woes, the curse imposed by Xyrithia had taken its toll, sapping the fighting prowess of both humans and beasts, further tilting the scales in favor of the demonic forces. Yet, amidst the chaos and bloodshed, a peculiar turn of events unfolded. Tristan's return to the battlefield seemed to trigger a reaction from Xyrithia and her group, prompting them to retreat into the safety of the dense forest, bearing Yi Chen along with them. The motive behind their sudden withdrawal remained shrouded in mystery, perplexing Wang Ying's faction. However, they chose not to pursue, instead focusing their efforts on repelling the relentless demon assault. With strategic acumen, Wang Ying made swift decisions to rally her forces. She dispatched the fierce Jin clan and the resourceful mystic creatures handlers union to fend off the encroaching demons and reclaim the lost ground, determined to support her third brother, Wang Chen's faction. Wang Ying's heart blazed with an unrelenting determination as she commanded her loyal faction to bolster the ranks of Wang Hao and Wang Jian's forces, knowing full well the peril they faced at the hands of the demonic horde. She formed an alliance with Elder Hua, their shared resolve to confront Tristan head-on burning brightly. They understood the urgency of defeating him before he could unleash his dreaded power once more, for in the face of such raw, destructive might, it seemed that no one stood a chance. Yet, as the saying goes, the best-laid plans often falter in the face of an unpredictable destiny. Wang Ying's grand strategy would soon encounter unforeseen obstacles, the capricious hand of fate playing its tricks. Tristan, ever astute, observed Xyrithia's faction retreating to safety after his arrival. He couldn't shake the feeling that she orchestrated this withdrawal to ensure his defeat at the hands of the humans. She schemed to witness his demise while simultaneously weakening the humans' fighting prowess. With the curse she had unleashed upon them, time worked against the humans, rendering them increasingly vulnerable to her malevolent designs. In Tristan's eyes, Xerithia's motives were clear as day. She coveted the power of the totem, eager to seize control and unlock its ancient secrets. A cold glint danced in his eyes as a devious smile etched across his face. Little did she know, he held a secret trick up his sleeve, one that would catch her off guard and shatter her grand plan. Tristan possessed a cache of hearts from Lord Realm demons and demon kings, carefully stored within his spatial ring. These hearts granted him the power to invoke the Storm Devil God Fury technique not once, but a total of 6 times. The implications were staggering. Just one activation of this devastating technique could slaughter both humans and beasts with ease, leaving no contender capable of standing against him. In a moment of concentrated focus, Tristan closed his eyes, channeling his inner power toward the hearts of his fallen comrades. As if a dark pact was forged, he crushed one of the 6 hearts of a demon king, absorbing the pulsating energy within. The surge of power coursed through his veins, invigorating him with an otherworldly strength, a power that would soon be unleashed in a tempest of destruction. Tristan's decision was made. The time had come for him to unleash the Storm Devil God Fury, leaving a path of devastation in his wake. A palpable wave of terror washed over the faces of every member of the factions of the royal family of the everlasting Mystic Empire and the beasts of the Sacred Dominion. Their countenances drained of color, mirroring the gravity of the impending catastrophe before them. Among the assembly, only Wang Hao possessed the potential to stand against Tristan's devastating onslaught. However, it was a fleeting hope, for Wang Hao's power was severely diminished, rendering him incapable of mounting a formidable defense. The realization settled heavily upon them, an unyielding truth that dashed any glimmer of salvation. But it wasn't just the humans and beasts who recoiled in dread. Even the demons of the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan, once Tristan's brethren, now cowered in the face of his unbridled might. A collective gulp swept through their ranks as they comprehended the gravity of the situation. Tristan's ability to wield the Storm Devil God Fury technique bore a sinister implication. It signified the sacrifice of a King Realm demon's heart. Yet, there was no visible heart held within Tristan's grasp, no self-harm witnessed. Instead, the grim truth surfaced: the hearts of the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan were hidden within his spatial ring. The revelation spoke volumes, unveiling the horrifying fate that had befallen their comrades. It was a chilling testament to Tristan's wrath, his vengeful response to their audacious attempt to experiment on him for the secrets of his evolved bloodline. In this moment, the demons trembled, consumed by fear. The air crackled with trepidation as the weight of their actions bore down upon them. No mercy could be expected from the depths of Tristan's fury, and the demons knew that they too would soon face the brunt of his wrath. A thunderous command reverberated through the battlefield as Tristan's voice pierced the air, chilling the hearts of all demons present. "Kill them all!" Without a moment's hesitation, the demons lunged forward, their predatory instincts ignited with an unyielding ferocity that sent shockwaves through their human and beast adversaries. The onslaught was swift and savage, catching their opponents off guard, forcing them to scramble to find their footing amidst the relentless assault. Amidst the swirling chaos of battle, Wang Ying and Elder Hua propelled themselves towards Tristan, their unwavering determination etched on their faces. The air crackled with anticipation as their spirits, Frostwave Kraken Sovereign and Skyblade Wolf, stirred with a primal energy. Wang Ying's Frostwave Kraken Sovereign, a majestic creature of icy power, summoned forth its most devastating attack, known as Glacial Cataclysmic Torrent, Vistgen Velben, .cm for new updates. With a resounding roar, the spirit unleashed a deluge of frozen fury, a tidal wave of crystalline ice and frigid winds that surged towards Tristan with unstoppable force. Each shard of ice carried the weight of Wang Ying's resolve, seeking to engulf their target in an icy embrace that would freeze even the flames of his formidable power. Simultaneously, Elderhua's Skyblade Wolf, a spirit embodying unparalleled speed and agility, performed the intricate Zephyr Slash dance. It moved with blinding speed, leaving trails of shimmering afterimages in its wake. Each slash of its razor-sharp claws carried the ferocity of a raging tempest, slicing through the air with a primal grace. The very wind seemed to dance to its tune, gathering around the spirit as it prepared to unleash a devastating assault on Tristan. As the two powerful attacks hurtled towards him, Tristan remained eerily calm amidst the chaos. His eyes, filled with unwavering confidence, locked onto the oncoming onslaught. He understood the extent of his own power and the near invincibility it granted him at the King Realm. The waves of ice and the furious slashes of wind were but feeble attempts to harm him. With a mere flick of his hand, Tristan unleashed a torrent of pure dark energy that surged forth, voraciously engulfing the approaching onslaught of Wang Ying and Elder Hua. The glacial cataclysmic torrent collided head-on with the malevolent force, creating a cataclysmic clash that sent shockwaves rippling through the battlefield. Ice crystals shattered and scattered like shards of frozen hope, bearing witness to the destructive might of their collision. The Zephyr Slash dance, with its impeccable precision and blinding speed, valiantly sought to breach Tristan's demonic aura. But alas, its efforts were in vain, as the very essence of the attack dissipated into an ethereal nothingness, swallowed whole by the overwhelming darkness that cloaked Tristan. Tristan's unyielding countenance remained unchanged, his eyes gleaming with sadistic delight. His superiority over these mere mortals was on full display, a silent proclamation that echoed through the hearts of all who bore witness. Seizing the opportunity to assert his dominance, Tristan unleashed a barrage of punches and kicks, utilizing his superior strength and speed to decimate the spirits of Wang Ying and Elder Hua. His strikes were laced with sadistic pleasure, each blow calculated to prevent them from ever rising again. With a bone-crushing punch, Tristan targeted the Frostwave Kraken sovereign, Wang Ying's spirit. The ethereal creature quivered under the impact, cracks spiderwebbing across its icy form. The damage inflicted reverberated onto Wang Ying's soul, causing her to cry out in excruciating pain. She felt the weakening of her soul, a profound injury that left her vulnerable, her powers significantly diminished. Elder Hua's Skyblade Wolf spirit, too, faced the merciless onslaught of Tristan's attacks. A swift and brutal kick struck the spirit with such force that it dissipated into thin air, its ethereal essence dispersing. The pain inflicted upon the spirit mirrored the agony that tore through Elder Hua's soul, leaving her reeling, her very essence battered and wounded. As the spirits shattered, the damage inflicted reverberated onto Wang Ying and Elder Hua's souls. But Wang Ying and Elder Hua, possessing great insight in their respective elemental laws, refused to succumb to defeat. Even as their spirits shattered, they tapped into the remnants of their elemental powers, channeling them into their bodies. Tristan, sensing their resilience, unleashed the full power of the Storm Devil God Fury technique. His attacks, simple yet imbued with the devastating power of the storm, struck Wang Ying and Elder Hua's bodies with relentless ferocity. Each blow landed with thunderous impact, leaving no room for respite or recovery. Tristan unleashed a barrage of ruthless attacks upon Wang Ying and Elder Hua. His movements were a blur as he struck with precision, targeting vulnerable points on their bodies with calculated cruelty. First, he aimed a devastating punch at Wang Ying's gut, his strike infused with the electrifying force of his storm powers. Read the latest stories nnovilbin.com. The impact sent shockwaves of pain reverberating through her body, causing her to gasp for breath as the intensity of the blow threatened to rupture her internal organs. Not stopping there, Tristan swiftly pivoted, delivering a swift and merciless kick to Elder Hua's arm. The bone-crushing force behind the blow reverberated through her body, rendering her limb temporarily useless. She cried out in agony, her wind powers faltering as she struggled to regain her composure. Unfazed by their pain, Tristan pressed on with his sadistic assault. He moved with supernatural agility, dodging their feeble attempts to counter his attacks. With a sinister grin, he landed a flurry of strikes, his fists and feet becoming instruments of torment. A devastating knee strike found its mark on Wang Ying's chest, driving the air from her lungs and leaving her gasping for respite. Each blow Tristan delivered was an embodiment of his dominance, a testament to his merciless nature. Meanwhile, Elder Hua found herself at the receiving end of Tristan's brutal onslaught. He aimed a savage kick at her legs, cracking her bone and rendering her unable to stand. She crumpled to the ground, her wind powers faltering as pain surged through her body. As Tristan's devastating assault raged on, the presence of other King realm experts emerged on the battlefield, their intentions clear: to protect Wang Ying and put an end to Tristan's reign of terror. However, their valiant efforts were met with a stark reality. Tristan's might was overwhelming, his power beyond their comprehension. The elder of the Heavenly Blade sect, a seasoned warrior renowned for his mastery of the blade, stepped forward with unwavering resolve. With a mighty swing, he unleashed a strike imbued with his King realm strength, aiming to slay Tristan. But Tristan turned around quickly and countered with a punch. As the elder's sword connected with Tristan's fist, the clash was both awe-inspiring and disheartening. The sword shattered into 1,000 pieces, unable to withstand the sheer force emanating from Tristan's punch. The shockwave of the impact reverberated through the surroundings, shaking the very foundations of the forest. Trees swayed and groaned, their trunks cracking under the tremendous pressure unleashed by Tristan's overwhelming strength. Tristan, seemingly untouched by the feeble attempts to thwart him, turned his attention to the King realm experts who dared challenge him. His eyes glowed with an otherworldly intensity, his dark aura pulsating with an almost palpable malevolence. With lightning speed, he closed the distance between himself and his adversaries, leaving them with no time to react. One by one, the King realm experts found themselves falling under the weight of Tristan's power. His movements were a blur, a dance of annihilation as he effortlessly dismantled their defenses. His punches landed with bone-crushing force, sending shockwaves of agony through their bodies. His kicks shattered their guard, leaving them defenseless against his onslaught. The forest echoed with the agonized cries of the fallen, their attempts to resist Tristan's might proving futile. Tristan's ruthless annihilation of the strongest human experts had granted the demon forces a decisive advantage on the battlefield. Their morale soared, victory seemingly within their grasp. Some demons even began to prematurely celebrate, their confidence radiating through the air. But their jubilation would soon turn into astonishment and trepidation as a powerful, blazing aura engulfed the surroundings. The sheer intensity of the flames reduced nearby trees to mere ashes, and a streak of fiery energy raced towards the battlefield with unprecedented speed. Those who recognized the distinct aura couldn't help but break into triumphant smiles. Stella, Lady Zhuaran, Bishi Shuyan, Hong Meilin, and the other members of Wang Jian's faction understood the significance of this arrival, their hearts brimming with hope and determination. Meanwhile, Wang Hao and Wang Ying's faction cast curious gazes towards the source of the roaring flames, their brows furrowed with a mixture of worry and intrigue. They couldn't help but wonder if another formidable demon had emerged, a potential threat to their dwindling forces. The sight of the blazing spectacle stirred a familiar rage within Tristan, his teeth gritted in frustration. Memories of his past defeat at the hands of Wang Jian surged to the forefront of his mind, igniting a fiery determination to exact vengeance. Yet, he swiftly quelled his anger, channeling it into a calculated plan to make Wang Jian pay dearly for his previous humiliation. As the fiery figure of Wang Jian emerged on the horizon, a wave of excitement rippled through the ranks of the human forces. The sight of this royal prince, a symbol of unwavering courage, kindled a renewed sense of hope, emboldening their spirits in the face of overwhelming odds. However, amidst the flickering hope, Wang Hao, Wang Ying, and Wang Qin maintained solemn expressions. They could discern the limits of Wang Jian's power, sensing that even his arrival would not be enough to topple the indomitable might of Tristan. Tristan's voice dripped with disdain as he unleashed his overwhelming storm devil god fury aura. "I've grown weary of waiting for you, human. Without so much as acknowledging Tristan's words, Wang Jian streaked towards his faction with unmatched speed that only Tristan could perceive. His arms became encircled by two dazzling wheels of pure orange flames. As he hurled them towards the demon forces, the wheels spun, growing in strength and intensity, expanding in size to engulf a vast area. In their wake, the wheels of flame left a trail of devastation, mercilessly annihilating every demon in their path. Caught off guard, the demon forces scrambled to evade the scorching wheels of flames, abandoning their positions in a desperate bid for survival. While the demons were preoccupied with the onslaught of fiery destruction, Wang Jian turned towards his faction, his voice resolute yet tinged with relief. "I am relieved to see you all alive. I apologize for the delay. Rest assured, each and every one of you will be duly compensated for the sacrifices made today." Within Wang Jian's faction, his friends and their families had implemented defensive measures, employing talismans and using qi-enhancing pellets to safeguard themselves from the demonic assaults. However, the affiliated factions and families had suffered grievous losses that would be difficult to recover from. It wasn't just the depletion of resources, it was the irreplaceable loss of talented warriors and experts in various fields, such as talismans, alchemy, and combat. Despite the weight of their losses, these individuals couldn't help but place their trust in Wang Jian's solemn promise. In that moment, Xia Shiwei's voice resonated with concern. "Jian, be cautious of that demon. He possesses enough power to slaughter us all." Wang Jian nodded in agreement. "I had already anticipated that." Lady Zhuoran stepped forward, her voice laced with worry as she addressed Wang Jian. "Your Highness, please exercise caution. This demon employs a peculiar technique, imbuing his qi with unparalleled intensity, allowing him to manipulate the high-level laws of wind, water, and lightning. Even with your formidable flames, it may not be enough to defeat him." Wang Jian found himself surprised by Lady Zhuoran's rare act of warning, considering their special relationship. Nonetheless, he acknowledged her words with utmost seriousness. "I will exercise utmost caution." At that crucial moment, Lu Yu interjected, offering King Realm talismans infused with profound insights of wind. "Jian, take these talismans. They carry the essence of peak-level wind insights. Unfortunately, we cannot strike the demon from such a distance, but your formidable strength can overcome that obstacle." Wang Jian shook his head, declining the offer. "Keep them and employ them against the demons. I shall devise another plan." Lu Yu's expression betrayed his worry as he attempted to protest. "But..." Wang Jian's voice turned cold and resolute. "No more objections. This is my final decision." While they conversed, a bolt of thunder crackled, hurtling directly towards Wang Jian's location. Stella, the butterfly spirit queen, cried out in alarm. "Seventh Prince, be careful." In response, Wang Jian summoned a torrent of powerful flames that enveloped him, effortlessly dispersing the menacing purple thunderbolt. "Are you so eager to die?" Wang Jian's voice rang out with chilling determination, cutting through the chaos of the battlefield. Tristan's face twisted into a sinister smile, brimming with malevolence. "Marvelous! Absolutely marvelous! Just as I anticipated, you are no weakling. You can surely provide me with a challenge. Come, let me show you what true strength is, and how feeble your own power truly is in comparison." It was none other than Tristan who had shattered Wang Jian's wheels of flame, asserting his dominance on the field. Undeterred, Wang Jian conjured two more wheels of flame, even more potent and expansive than their predecessors. Tristan snorted derisively upon witnessing the resurfacing wheels of fire. "To think that someone of your strength would find pleasure in extinguishing weaklings." Raising his arms, Tristan harnessed the power of water, intending to employ it against the blazing onslaught of the wheels of flame. Whatever your delusions, I will demonstrate the futility of your efforts, Tristan began, but before he could finish his sentence, Wang Jian materialized in front of him, his fist connecting with Tristan's face in a forceful blow that sent him hurtling across the battlefield. Wang Jian swiftly vanished from sight, streaking towards Tristan with unwavering determination. Employing the full might of his enhanced strength skill, Wang Jian's punch had been precisely calculated to propel Tristan far away. His motive behind changing the location of their battle was twofold. Firstly, he was acutely aware of the catastrophic destruction that would result from a clash with Tristan. Such devastation would wreak havoc upon both human factions and the allied beast forces, inflicting immeasurable harm. And the second reason was that Wang Jian couldn't utilize the complete might of his devil bloodline in front of them. Even now, he had to be very careful and utilize powerful flame aura to conceal his formidable devil bloodline. The battlefield erupted in a whirlwind of chaos as Tristan unleashed his storm devil god fury, his demonic aura crackling with formidable power. Infused with peak-level insight of laws, his storm technique was a force to be reckoned with. Read latest OVLS at nv/e/l/buy.com. Tristan struck first, launching a lightning surge, a surge of crackling electricity that surged towards Wang Jian. With a swift sidestep, Wang Jian narrowly avoided the attack, countering with a blazing torrent, a torrent of searing flames that surged towards Tristan. The flames licked at Tristan's defenses, forcing him to retreat momentarily. Undeterred, Tristan retaliated with a tempest bolt, a focused blast of swirling winds and lightning. Wang Jian weaved through the onslaught, his movements fluid and agile. He countered with an inferno burst, a burst of intense flames that engulfed Tristan's space, forcing him to dodge and evade. The battle intensified as they closed the distance, engaging in blistering close-quarters combat. Wang Jian delivered a rapid series of strikes, each blow infused with scorching flames. Tristan deflected the attacks with calculated precision, countering with a thundering wave, a powerful shockwave that rippled through the ground, threatening to knock Wang Jian off balance. Wang Jian pivoted, evading the shockwave, and retaliated with a fiery cyclone, a spinning vortex of flames that spiraled towards Tristan. The fiery tempest consumed the air, forcing Tristan to summon a storm shield, a swirling barrier of lightning and wind that absorbed the flames. Tristan pressed forward, launching a storm surge, a surge of powerful wind and water that surged towards Wang Jian. Wang Jian deftly dodged, his instincts honed to anticipate Tristan's movements. He retaliated with a flame nova, a burst of explosive flames that erupted around Tristan, engulfing him in scorching heat. The battle reached its crescendo as both fighters unleashed devastating attacks. Tristan conjured a thunderstorm tempest, a maelstrom of lightning and wind that tore through the battlefield. Wang Jian summoned the Inferno Comet, a blazing projectile that streaked across the sky, leaving a trail of fire in its wake. Their attacks collided in a clash of elemental fury, the ground shaking beneath their feet. Wang Jian struggled to hold his ground, his flames flickering against the overwhelming might of Tristan's storm devil god fury. With each strike, Wang Jian relied on his instincts and quick thinking, finding openings amidst the storm of attacks. Unbeknownst to Tristan, Wang Jian wasn't merely relying on pre-existing techniques. Instead, he was creating new techniques on the spot, utilizing his medium-level insight in the laws of flame. As flames flickered and danced around him, Wang Jian crafted unique and powerful techniques on the fly, shaping the very essence of fire to suit his needs. He realized that Tristan, too, was honing his skills in the midst of their clash. The techniques unleashed by Tristan were born in the crucible of their battle, a testament to his growing mastery over the Storm Devil God Fury technique. However, Wang Jian sensed that Tristan was deliberately holding back a considerable amount of his power. It seemed that Tristan saw him as a means to sharpen his own skills and enhance his control over the Storm Devil God Fury. Wang Jian frowned, realizing that the longer Tristan possessed this power, the greater his chances of gaining insight into the high-level laws of storm, encompassing wind, lightning, and water. Taking a deep breath, Wang Jian made a decisive choice. It was time to unleash his trump card, but he needed to set the stage first, ensuring that his true power would remain concealed. In a powerful display of spiritual energy, Wang Jian summoned forth his spirit, the dark flame double-headed river dragon. The majestic creature materialized, its ethereal form blending with Wang Jian's qi and spiritual energy. With a resounding roar, the dragon emitted a burst of fiery laws of flame, creating a protective barrier around them. Tristan scoffed at the feeble barrier, underestimating its purpose. Little did he know that it wasn't meant to contain him, but rather to conceal the true depths of Wang Jian's power. Wang Jian's voice took on a sinister tone as he spoke, his intentions clear. "It's not to contain you, but to shroud the secrets of my true strength," Wang Jian replied with a smirk, his voice laced with a newfound confidence. As the barrier enveloped them, Wang Jian tapped into his dormant devil bloodline, channeling the potent devil qi that coursed through his veins. This was the first time he had unleashed his demonic powers within the borders of the everlasting mystic empire. A dark blue aura emanated from Wang Jian's body, instantly catching Tristan's attention. He sensed the unmistakable taint of demonic energy and his eyes widened in shock. The revelation left him stuttering, "Why, you're a devil?" Wang Jian's smirk widened, his red eyes burning with intensity. "More accurately, a human-devil hybrid," he retorted. The dark aura transformed Wang Jian's appearance, his silver hair now a striking navy blue, while his once blue eyes blazed with a vibrant red hue. Wang Jian's transformation had stirred a distant memory within Tristan, one that brought forth images of the ominous red moon that hung in the demon realm. On the lunar eclipse, the moon would shine with an azure blue light. Tristan couldn't help but make a connection, his voice filled with disbelief, navy hair and those red eyes. "These are the features of the Blue Moon Eclipse Devil clan." With a grin on his face, Wang Jian taunted, "Well, thanks for waiting for the transformation. Let's fight seriously now." The second round of their battle was about to commence, and the intensity in the air was palpable. Wang Jian wasted no time in unleashing his newfound power. The first technique he employed was the Moon Shadow Step, followed by the Moonrise Fist. These techniques, combined with the full potential of his true bloodline, granted him an unprecedented level of strength. As Wang Jian executed the Moon Shadow Step, his speed became incomprehensible to Tristan. His figure blurred, seemingly teleporting to Tristan's right side in an instant, where a powerful punch struck his chest with resounding force. The impact sent shockwaves coursing through Tristan's body, akin to being struck by Wang Hao himself when the latter was utilizing his laws of fist. The sheer force behind Wang Jian's punches was a result of two factors. First, his passive enhanced strength skill lent him tremendous power. Second, by infusing his Moonrise Fist with both demonic energy and moon energy, he unlocked its full potential. Previously, he had utilized moon energy solely to conceal the malevolent demonic energy within him, but now it was unleashed in all its glory. Thus began a one-sided assault as Wang Jian unleashed a relentless barrage of punches upon Tristan. Tristan utilized his powerful demonic qi and the insights and laws of storm to quickly jump back and gain some distance. The powerful combination of devil techniques and enhanced physical strength overwhelmed his opponent, forcing Tristan to rely on his demonic qi and the insights gained from the storm devil god Fury to create distance. Tristan swiftly retreated, utilizing his heightened demonic qi and the laws of storm to launch a series of devastating long-range attacks at Wang Jian. The air crackled with energy as bolts of lightning danced, interweaving with gusts of wind and surges of water. Each attack carried the weight of Tristan's formidable power, aimed to wear down Wang Jian's defenses. But Wang Jian, fueled by his Blue Moon Eclipse Devil bloodline, tapped into his arsenal of techniques with precision and finesse. He effortlessly dodged Tristan's powerful projectile attacks, weaving through the onslaught with his Moon Shadow Step technique, his figure blurring and disappearing into the shadows. With a burst of devil energy and moon energy, Wang Jian retaliated, launching himself towards Tristan with the speed of a shooting star. Wang Jian's Origin Fist collided with Tristan's Thunder Wave Punch, sending shockwaves reverberating through the air. As the battle raged on, Wang Jian's Moonrise Fist met Tristan's Tempest Kick, resulting in a cataclysmic explosion that sent shockwaves rippling outward. Wang Jian, his senses honed and his reflexes razor-sharp, countered Tristan's water surge rush with a skillful display of footwork and evasive maneuvers. The field became a dance of power and technique as Wang Jian conjured a lunar shield, a formidable barrier formed of pure devil and moon energies, to withstand Tristan's onslaught. Undeterred, Tristan launched a powerful torrential gale blade, conjuring swirling winds and slicing waves of water. But Wang Jian, with his mystic force bolstering his strength and focus, pushed through the tempest unscathed. Seizing the opportunity, Wang Jian utilized shadow manipulation to manipulate the shadows, the tendrils of darkness coiling around Tristan, restricting his movements and delivering debilitating strikes. Tristan's heart raced as the tendrils of darkness coiled around him, sending a chill down his spine. The shadowy aura emanating from the encroaching darkness triggered a deep-seated sense of foreboding within him. It was all too familiar, the same sinister presence he had sensed when his comrades were mercilessly slaughtered within the depths of a desolate cave by mysterious shadows. In that moment, Tristan's eyes widened with a mixture of shock and realization. The truth dawned upon him like a thunderclap. It was none other than Wang Jian, his current opponent, who had unleashed that devastating attack. Determined not to succumb without a fight, Tristan clamped his teeth together, his resolve unwavering. With a fierce determination burning in his eyes, he reached into the depths of his spatial ring. In a resolute display of defiance, Tristan shattered the two hearts harvested from fallen Lord Realm warriors, unleashing a torrent of dormant energy that surged through his veins. The ethereal essence within these hearts coursed within him, revitalizing his weary body. Meanwhile, he also destroyed a heart belonging to a King Realm expert. This caused his Storm Devil God Fury to be infused with newfound vigor. /N, hey everyone, I am starting a page on Instagram. Its username is Animadelidos. Make sure to check it out and follow me over there. Tristan's newfound surge of strength empowered him to shatter the constricting shadows that threatened to bind him. His eyes blazed with a potent mix of determination and fury as he locked his gaze upon Wang Jian. With an abrupt motion, he thrust his hands forward, unleashing a colossal beam of unparalleled magnitude. Crackling with the combined essence of lightning and water, infused with the pinnacle of their respective laws and suffused with seething demonic chi, the beam swelled to a formidable diameter. Awe-inspiring in its intensity, the beam surged forth, a maelstrom of destruction ready to obliterate anything that dared cross its path. Its sheer power could lay waste to the mightiest of fortresses or reduce the sturdiest of defenses to mere ashes. Yet, Wang Jian, poised in the face of this cataclysmic onslaught, remained unnervingly composed. A flicker of determination danced in his eyes as he decided to act. With an otherworldly command, one of the heads of his dark flame double-headed river dragon spirit exhaled a torrent of potent demonic chi, enveloping Wang Jian in an ominous shroud. Mastery and finesse coalesced within him as he deftly interwove the swirling demonic chi with his ethereal moon chi. These two energies merged seamlessly, birthing a radiant lunar shield before him, an impregnable bulwark against the approaching cataclysm. Time seemed to slow as the lightning-infused water beam collided with the lunar shield. A cataclysmic shockwave erupted, reverberating through the very fabric of the battlefield. The clash of elemental forces unleashed a symphony of raw power, tearing apart the air and rending the ground asunder. A blinding surge of energy rippled outward, illuminating the surrounding landscape in an iridescent glow. Trees were uprooted, their trunks splintered like kindling, and the ground beneath their feet quivered with an unyielding tremor. The shockwave surged relentlessly, ripping through the very essence of their surroundings, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. In the midst of this chaos, Wang Jian stood resolute, his lunar shield pulsating with an ethereal radiance. The shield strained against the onslaught, quivering with defiance, as though challenging the cataclysm to breach its impenetrable barrier. As the realization dawned upon Tristan that his mighty beam was powerless against Wang Jian's indomitable lunar shield, he abruptly ceased its release. A brief flicker of frustration danced across his features, only to be swiftly replaced by a steely resolve. In a flash, Tristan propelled himself towards Wang Jian with unparalleled speed, his movements akin to a lightning bolt slicing through the darkness. The clash commenced with explosive force. Tristan's storm technique, infused with the peak-level insight of the laws of wind, lightning, and water, surged through his veins. He unleashed a relentless barrage of strikes, employing his mastery of various martial arts disciplines. Each punch, kick, and elbow carried the weight of a tempest, aiming to shatter Wang Jian's defenses. LL news to rise at N0V/LBI/.cm. But Wang Jian, with his exceptional agility and honed combat skills, evaded Tristan's onslaught with a dancer's grace. His moonshadow step allowed him to glide effortlessly across the battlefield, evading Tristan's lightning-fast strikes. The lunar shield, powered by devil and moon energies, materialized as a formidable barrier, effortlessly repelling Tristan's attacks. Undeterred, Tristan unleashed a devastating sequence of techniques. He launched the Thunderfall kick, a powerful aerial assault that descended upon Wang Jian like a lightning bolt. But Wang Jian's Moonrise Fist met the challenge head-on, countering Tristan's attack with an explosive display of strength. Tristan's frustration mounted as he witnessed Wang Jian effortlessly neutralize his powerful assaults. Determined to turn the tide, Tristan channeled his demonic qi, fusing it with the storm technique. The resulting surge of energy empowered his strikes, imbuing them with an otherworldly ferocity. With a mighty roar, Tristan unleashed the torrential fury palm, a technique that sent shockwaves rippling through the air. A deluge of raw power cascaded towards Wang Jian, but with an elegant sidestep and a flick of his wrist, Wang Jian utilized his shadow manipulation to create illusory clones, causing Tristan's attack to pass harmlessly through thin air. Wang Jian, seizing the opportunity, countered with his mystic force. The surrounding qi intensified, amplifying his own strength and speed. His every move became a precise dance of devastation, seamlessly transitioning between offense and defense. Tristan, now visibly fatigued and injured from Wang Jian's relentless assaults, dug deep within himself for a final burst of power. Drawing upon the darkest depths of his demonic essence, he unleashed the Cataclysmic Tempest, a technique that unleashed a maelstrom of destructive energy. The ground trembled beneath the sheer force of the attack as it roared towards Wang Jian, threatening to engulf him in its devastating power. But Wang Jian, his eyes gleaming with unwavering determination, activated his ultimate technique, the Eclipse Domain Annihilation. The air crackled with anticipation as an ominous darkness enveloped the battlefield. Shadows coalesced around Wang Jian, twisting and contorting into sinister tendrils that snaked towards the cataclysmic tempest. With a thunderous impact, the Eclipse Domain Annihilation collided with Tristan's attack. The world seemed to hold its breath as the clash of energies erupted, unleashing a cataclysmic explosion that consumed the battlefield. The force of the annihilation sent shockwaves radiating outward, shattering the very fabric of reality. As the smoke cleared, a hushed silence fell upon the battlefield. Tristan, battered and broken, lay motionless upon the ground, a testament to the overwhelming power of Wang Jian's Eclipse Domain Annihilation. The difference in strength between the two combatants had been starkly highlighted, leaving no doubt as to the victor of this fierce confrontation. Wang Jian, his body exuding an aura of triumph, stood amidst the wreckage. The battlefield lay in ruins, scars of their ferocious clash etched into the earth. You should have fled the moment I tapped into the power of my bloodline. There was never any hope for you, Wang Jian's voice dripped with cold confidence as he closed in on Tristan, each step purposeful and calculated. To the surprise of Wang Jian, Tristan responded with a hearty laugh, his eyes gleaming with a hint of madness. You think this is the end? Ha! You underestimate me. With a swift motion, Tristan drew upon his well of spiritual energy, shattering not one, but two additional Lord Realm Devil hearts that lay hidden within his spatial ring. A surge of vital essence coursed through Tristan's veins, knitting his wounds back together with remarkable speed. The injuries that had marred his body only moments ago now seemed like distant memories as renewed strength and vigor flowed through him. However, before Tristan could revel in his revitalized state, Wang Jian's moved. Like a viper striking with deadly precision, he unsheathed his sword and thrust it forcefully into Tristan's stomach, a sinister smile playing across his face. No more regeneration for you. Since you've outlived your usefulness, it's time for you to meet your demise. The blade pierced Tristan's flesh, causing a searing pain to erupt within him. His laughter faltered, replaced by a mixture of shock and defiance. Blood trickled from the wound, staining his clothes a light green. Through gritted teeth, Tristan defiantly retorted, his voice laced with unwavering determination. You may have dealt me a blow, but my spirit remains unbroken. Your arrogance blinds you to the truth. I have yet to reveal the full extent of my power. As the pain threatened to consume him, Tristan's indomitable will flared to life once more. He mustered every ounce of his remaining spiritual energy, channeling it into a desperate bid for survival. The embers of his inner strength flickered with renewed intensity, refusing to be extinguished. Wang Jian, caught off guard by Tristan's resilience, rolled his eyes in disdain. He withdrew his sword from Tristan's body, the blade gleaming with a cold, malevolent light. With a swift and fluid motion, he began to unleash a rapid succession of slicing motions, effortlessly cleaving Tristan's form into countless minuscule fragments. The air sizzled with the heat of Wang Jian's power as waves of searing flames engulfed the dismembered pieces, obliterating any chance of regeneration. Tristan's body, once formidable and unyielding, now lay scattered and charred, beyond the reach of his regenerative abilities. Only his spatial ring remained intact, dropped to the ground amidst the aftermath of their cataclysmic clash. A chilling silence enveloped the battlefield as the dust settled, the echoes of their battle lingering in the air. Wang Jian stood tall, his expression a mix of cold satisfaction and arrogance. His voice resonated through the desolate surroundings, icy and final. When I say you are dead, there is no coming back from that. The scene was one of devastation, a testament to the ferocity and power unleashed between the combatants. The once vibrant landscape now lay in ruins, scarred by the clash of opposing forces. The air crackled with residual energy, as if holding its breath, waiting for the next moment of reckoning. Wang Jian felt that it was time to return to the battlefield and meet up with his faction. As Wang Jian and Tristan were removed from the battlefield, the combined forces of humans and beasts launched a relentless assault on the scattered demon horde. Wang Jian's dual flame wheels unleashed a devastating onslaught, engulfing the ranks of the demons in a torrent of searing flames. The once unified Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan, their powerful formation shattered, now found themselves scattered and desperate, fighting for their very survival against the relentless onslaught of the fiery wheels. Chaos reigned among the demon forces. The absence of a strong leader left them in disarray, unable to regroup and mount a counterattack in the face of the overwhelming human and beast assault. Sensing the opportunity, the Allied forces seized the moment, launching a barrage of assault talismans and attacks with the intent to obliterate the remnants of the demon force. Despite their valiant efforts, the toll of the curse was evident on the human and beast warriors. Exhausted and drained, they fought on, their bodies pushed to the brink of their limits. The curse had drained their chi and energy, leaving them depleted and vulnerable. Their movements, once agile and precise, now betrayed the weariness that gnawed at their every fiber. Yet, amid the wearied ranks, a glimmer of hope remained. Those aligned with Wang Jian's faction, having received Hong Meiling's treatment to counter the curse, still retained their vitality. Their chi surged within them, a reservoir of strength that set them apart from their comrades. With the demons defeated and their forces either incapacitated or lying lifeless on the battlefield, a momentary respite settled upon the victorious alliance of humans and beasts. Exhausted and battle-weary, they found solace in the knowledge that their sacrifice and determination had carried them to this hard-fought triumph. As the weary soldiers took a much-needed reprieve, their bodies and minds yearning for rest, the attention of Wang Jian's forces and Stella's beastly warriors was drawn to a menacing sight looming above them. A dark and foreboding magical formation hung ominously in the air, its presence a constant reminder of the curse that had plagued the warriors on this battlefield. The victorious factions shared a common understanding: the battle was not truly over until the curse that hung like a shadow over their allies was dispelled. Just as the weary forces focused their attention on the daunting task of dismantling the dark magical formation above them, Stella's acute senses tingled with a peculiar disturbance. Instinctively, she spun around, her eyes widening in shock as her gaze fell upon the unexpected reappearance of Xyrithia's devil faction. A gasp escaped her lips, for in this moment, Xyrithia's faction was positioned around the seal. Stella's heart pounded in her chest as she witnessed Xyrithia's malevolent figure brandishing the ancestral Nether Curse scythe, a weapon that struck fear into the hearts of all who faced it. With a swift, brutal motion, Xyrithia swung the scythe downward, the blade connecting with the barrier that safeguarded the pit containing the elemental sparks. A resounding clash reverberated through the air as the scythe collided with the barrier, and fissures erupted like lightning across its surface. The once impregnable seal cracked and splintered, unable to withstand the sheer force of the devilish energy that infiltrated its defenses. In a mesmerizing display, the shattered fragments scattered like ethereal confetti, revealing a breathtaking sight: the emergence of elemental sparks, each embodying one of the 5 fundamental forces of nature: fire, lightning, wind, water, and earth. The air quivered with anticipation as the aura of these elemental sparks enveloped the battlefield, captivating the attention of both humans and beasts. The realization struck them like a bolt of lightning: Xyrithia had seized this moment of exhaustion, exploiting their weariness and capitalizing on their inability to mount a formidable resistance. However, Xyrithia and her faction had gravely underestimated the intricate nature of the seals that had contained the elemental sparks. Unbeknownst to them, these sparks were safeguarded within spherical barriers, far more mystical and impervious than the one shattered moments ago. These barriers prevented the elemental sparks from merging their raw essence with the world, confining their potent energies within their crystalline confines. And in this crucial moment, Stella stood as the unexpected harbinger of hope, for within her flowed the ancient bloodline that bestowed her with a unique ability: the power to manipulate and mobilize the movement of these spherical barriers and the elemental sparks they contained. A surge of determination coursed through her veins as she activated her dormant bloodline, channeling her spiritual energy to command the elemental sparks, drawing them closer to the ranks of humans and beasts. As the elemental sparks gracefully obeyed Stella's command, their ethereal glow casting an otherworldly radiance upon the weary battlefield, the Liu family of Wang Jian's faction sprang into action. With unwavering resolve, each member dispersed, their hands gripping talismans infused with protective enchantments. Their talismanic barrier acted as a formidable shield, preventing even the faintest trace of the elemental spark's essence from reaching the ravenous claws of the demons. Their collective efforts echoed a resolute proclamation: they would not allow the demons to seize the advantage granted by these elemental sparks. Amidst Xyrithia's faction, a profound sense of disappointment washed over Yichen as he helplessly watched the elemental spark slip through his fingers. He had yearned to harness their power, to elevate his cultivation realm to the revered status of the king realm. Alas, that aspiration now lay shattered, an unattainable dream. Yet, what puzzled Yichen the most was the apparent lack of disappointment among his fellow faction members. Their expressions remained stoic, their gazes fixed on their enigmatic leader. Breaking the silence, Xyrithia's voice rang out, commanding attention and stirring curiosity within her faction. "Everyone, it is time," she declared, her tone laced with a mixture of urgency and determination. "We must descend into this pit. Our target awaits us." Without hesitation, each member of the faction leaped into the pit, Xyrithia herself leading the charge, while Yichen followed suit, bewildered by the sudden turn of events. As the last of them disappeared from sight, a mysterious dark barrier materialized, effectively sealing the pit and preventing anyone else from pursuing them. Even Stella, observing this baffling turn of events, found herself at a loss as to why Xyrithyia had led her faction into the pit. After all, the absence of the elemental sparks made it seemingly devoid of any significance. Little did she know that an ancient secret lay hidden within the depths, an ancestral totem of the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan, waiting to be discovered. This knowledge, however, remained concealed from Stella's bloodline, leaving her in the dark about the true purpose of their descent. The intricate details surrounding the sealed totem had eluded the annals of her lineage, which had solely preserved information regarding the elemental sparks. As the elemental sparks pulsed with raw energy, the humans and beasts on the battlefield seized the opportunity to immerse themselves in the essence of their respective elements. The air crackled with anticipation as profound transformations began to unfold. In an ethereal display of radiant light, 5 remarkable women emerged as the focal points of this otherworldly occurrence. Hong Meilin, Bishi Shuyan, Jin Meixiang, Guanyin, and Suyuding became enveloped in shimmering auras, each corresponding to their chosen element. Check out LTSTVL on novl/bin.cm. Hong Meilin, her features illuminated by a serene glow, delved deep into the essence of the water element. As the fluid movements of water danced in her mind, she gained profound insights into its nature, understanding its ebb and flow on a profound level. Bishi Shuyan, surrounded by a whirlwind of gusts, embraced the powerful current of the wind element. With every breath, she absorbed the essence of wind, her senses sharpening to perceive the subtleties of its invisible power. Jin Meixiang, enveloped in crackling lightning, embarked on an electrifying journey of discovery into the lightning element. As bolts of electricity surged through her consciousness, her understanding of its raw power and volatile nature deepened. Guanyin, grounded and unyielding, communed with the earth element. The very earth beneath her feet trembled with resonance as she absorbed the solidity and endurance of the element. Her connection with the land grew, imbuing her with unwavering strength. Lastly, Suyuding, her presence ablaze with fiery radiance, embraced the essence of the flame element. Flames danced in her eyes as she delved into the transformative power of fire, feeling its intensity and unruly passion course through her veins. These 5 extraordinary women not only gained profound insights into their respective elements but also unconsciously absorbed the very essence of the elemental sparks. Their bodies underwent a remarkable metamorphosis as their qi, once potent, now surged with newfound density and vigor. The fusion of their essence with the elements granted them unprecedented power, transcending the boundaries of their potential. With each passing moment, their bodies pulsated with the harmonious convergence of human and elemental energies. Their spirits soared, their physical prowess heightened, and their potential soared to previously unimaginable heights. As the radiance surrounding the 5 women grew more brilliant, it became evident that their destinies were irrevocably altered. As the elemental sparks emanated their pulsating energy, an extraordinary phenomenon unfolded on the battlefield. It wasn't just the chosen 5 women who basked in the enlightenment of the elemental sparks, every human and beast in their proximity reaped the profound benefits. The air crackled with an electric charge as the laws of the elemental sparks permeated the surroundings. Among the human forces, the King Realm experts found themselves immersed in a sea of enlightenment. The insights they gained into the laws of their respective elements were unprecedented, granting them a deeper understanding and mastery over their elemental powers. Their control over the elemental forces grew stronger, their techniques more refined, and their connection to their chosen element more profound. Each moment spent in communion with the elemental sparks elevated their skills to new heights, bestowing them with an unparalleled advantage on the battlefield. The beasts, although not matching the humans' comprehension, still experienced a subtle enhancement in their elemental prowess. The essence of the sparks infused their beings, resonating with their primal instincts and innate affinity for the elements. While their comprehension may not have reached the same level as their human counterparts, their raw potential and instinctual connection to the elements granted them a subtle boost, augmenting their existing abilities. As Wang Jian strode back onto the battlefield, a sense of unease tingled through his veins. His keen eyes immediately caught sight of the extraordinary elemental sparks, their shimmering auras captivating his attention. They emanated a power that surpassed anything he had witnessed before. His gaze then shifted to the imposing talismanic barrier that separated the battlefield, where humans and beasts stood, from the enigmatic pit ahead. A veil of mystery shrouded the pit, while an intense surge of demonic energy seeped through the barrier above it. As he stepped into the proximity of the 5 elemental sparks, a surge of energy coursed through Wang Jian's being. His innate elemental genius skill stirred within him, responding to the presence of these ethereal manifestations. At this moment, the destiny points required to upgrade his insight and laws of these respective elements diminished greatly. With the exception of the flame element, Wang Jian had little insight into the other fundamental elements. However, as he stood amidst the pulsating aura of the elemental sparks, a remarkable transformation unfolded within him. His medium-level insight into the laws of flame intent steadily progressed towards a high level, while his previously dormant understanding of the laws of lightning surged towards a low level. This remarkable growth extended to the other 3 elements as well. The elemental genius ability granted Wang Jian the extraordinary power to assimilate the prowess of an element as if it were his own. It consumed the energy specific to that particular element. And within the realm of elemental sparks, there existed no purer essence than the ones they contained. It should be acknowledged that the intensity of the laws of elements within these elemental sparks was confined to a limited level. They acted as profound books of nature, revealing intricate information about each element, spanning across numerous levels of comprehension. The elemental sparks possessed by the butterfly spirit race, in contrast, held the potential to elevate one's insight to the pinnacle of high-level understanding in a specific element. However, the price of such profound insights was the diminishing essence within the sparks. With the multitude of powerful warriors currently absorbing their wisdom, the sparks would soon enter a state of dormancy for the next century or so, recovering their essence from the nature. As Wang Jian rejoined his faction on the battlefield, a sense of anticipation burned within him. Eager to catch up on the events that unfolded in his absence, he looked to his trusted companions, Xia Shiwei and Liu Yu, and asked, "What transpired while I was away?" Xia Shiwei and Liu Yu stepped forward, their faces filled with a mixture of weariness and determination. They proceeded to recount the harrowing tale that unfolded on the battlefield, leaving no detail unmentioned. Unaware that Wang Jian had been observing from afar, they began from the initial clash between their faction and the relentless demon forces. With fervor in their voices, they described the emergence of Wang Hao's and Wang Ying's factions, their intense battles against both friend and foe. The destructive confrontation between Wang Hao and Tristan, fueled by their unwavering determination, was relayed with precision. They spoke of the awe-inspiring power unleashed by the god of war spirit and the treacherous actions of Yi Chen, which added a layer of betrayal to the already chaotic battlefield. The air turned heavy as they narrated the curse inflicted upon all humans and beasts by the enigmatic Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess and her devil faction. The memory of their collective suffering lingered, etched upon their souls. Their voices grew animated as they recounted the Devil Princess's hasty retreat upon Tristan's return, her faction fading into the shadows. Yet, to their astonishment, the Devil Princess and her followers resurfaced once Wang Jian had taken Tristan away to engage in their fateful duel. They continued their account, describing how the Devil Princess seized a fleeting opportunity to shatter the seal containing the elemental sparks, unleashing their ethereal essence into the world. Their voices quickened with excitement as they recounted the pivotal role played by Stella, the illustrious butterfly spirit queen. Through her mystical bloodline, she commanded the elemental sparks, skillfully guiding them toward their faction. The group was awestruck as they witnessed Stella's unparalleled control over these powerful forces of nature. However, amidst the chaos, the Devil Princess's faction, including Yi Chen, made a baffling decision. Instead of pursuing the tantalizing elemental sparks, they plunged into the enigmatic pit, sealing it with a potent devil barrier. La test novls on, n, vel by slash, dot, co. The mystery surrounding their actions lingered, leaving the faction and its allies with a profound sense of curiosity and unease. As Xia Jiwei and Liu Yu concluded their account, the weight of their words settled upon the battlefield. Wang Jian's mind buzzed with a flurry of thoughts as he absorbed every intricate detail relayed by his comrades. The pieces of the puzzle were falling into place, and he began to unravel the true nature of the enigmatic pit that lay before them. The realization struck him like a bolt of lightning. The fabled ancestral totem of the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan, a relic of immense power, must lie hidden within the depths of that very pit. Its presence explained the intensity of the demonic energy permeating the air, setting the stage for an epic confrontation. Amidst his contemplation, Wang Jian's gaze shifted towards the 5 women who seemed enraptured in their newfound enlightenment. A spark of recognition ignited within him as he recognized each of them. They were none other than Hong Meilin, Bishi Shuyan, Jin Meixiang, Guan Yin, and Su Yuding, the very individuals destined to become the heroines of Yichen. A subtle smile played upon Wang Jian's lips as he pieced together the puzzle. It all made sense now. The sudden surge of power and potential that coursed through these women's veins was no coincidence. The upgrade they had received was a testament to their true destiny, one that had previously eluded them. Wang Jian had long harbored a sense that they were not living up to their full potential, but now, the veil had been lifted, and their true strength was unveiled. These newfound revelations only fueled Wang Jian's desire to make these women his own. As the others immersed themselves in the profound enlightenment offered by the elemental sparks, Wang Jian's attention was drawn to the sinister formation looming above their heads, a constant reminder of the curse that held them captive. With a determined gaze, he addressed his comrades, his voice filled with unwavering resolve. It's time to shatter this cursed formation. Summoning the essence of the medium-level insights he possessed in the laws of flames, Wang Jian unleashed a torrent of scorching flames, pouring his fiery determination into a powerful attack aimed at obliterating the demonic formation. But to his disappointment, his assault fell short, the formation remaining intact. Inquisitive, Wang Jian turned to the ever-watchful system, seeking answers to the mysteries that thwarted his progress. It was then that he discovered the true nature of the demonic formation, a creation infused with the formidable power of high-level insight and demonic curse energy. A surge of realization washed over him as he acknowledged the limitations of his current medium-level laws of flames. Undeterred, he contemplated his options, knowing that his devil bloodline held the potential to unleash immense power capable of dismantling the barrier. However, the repercussions of revealing his devil bloodline to the assembled warriors and beasts loomed as a formidable obstacle. A strategic decision weighed heavily upon him. By absorbing the unique essence contained within the elemental sparks, he could elevate his elemental energies to the coveted high-level insights, granting him the strength necessary to obliterate the demonic formation. As the 5 women, Hong Meilin, Bishi Shuyan, Jin Meixiang, Guan Yin, and Su Yuding, immersed themselves in the essence of the elemental sparks, a series of majestic phenomenon unfurled, invoking the awe and wonder of ancient legends whispered throughout the world. Hong Meilin, and her spirit the aquatic seraphic empress, stood amidst a breathtaking display of power. Water coalesced around her, taking on the form of a celestial being, a water elemental holy angel. This majestic entity radiated ethereal light, embodying the harmonious union of water's immense force and holy abilities. Bishi Shuyan experienced an awe-inspiring transformation as the essence of the wind element coursed through her veins. La test novls on, n, vel by slash, dot, co. Above her head, a resplendent manifestation of a majestic 9-tailed zephyr fox materialized, its lustrous tails flowing with an ethereal grace. Its presence exuded an aura of untamed elegance, evoking ancient tales of mythical creatures and their mysterious wisdom. Jin Meixiang became a vessel for electrifying power. Lightning crackled around her form, converging into the shape of a magnificent beast, the thunderstorm leopard sovereign. Its sleek, lithe body shimmered with an otherworldly glow, embodying the sheer force and speed of lightning itself. Legends spoke of this formidable creature, whose roar shook the heavens and unleashed devastating storms upon its adversaries. Guan Yin harnessed the profound strength of the earth element. A monumental spirit manifestation took shape of a earth-forged Goliath of colossal proportions. Carved from the very bedrock of the earth, its stony exterior radiated an unyielding fortitude. The ground trembled beneath its mighty footsteps, embodying the legends of ancient golems said to possess the power to reshape landscapes. Su Yuding embraced her flame element with newfound prowess. Her spirit manifestation embodied the essence of a rare and majestic bird spirit, a crimson ember falcon. With fiery plumage ablaze and wings aglow, it soared through the skies, leaving trails of scorching embers in its wake. Legends whispered of this enigmatic bird, its presence igniting passions and guiding alchemists towards perfection. A surge of energy rippled through the air as Hong Meilin, Jin Meixiang, Guan Yin, and Su Yuding gathered in the chamber. Though they were humans, their connection to the elements had brought forth a wondrous phenomenon known as spirit manifestation. Bishi Shuyan, being a beast, experienced a bloodline manifestation, a testament to her unique lineage. The room seemed to vibrate with the intensity of their newly awakened powers. Their bodies thrummed with energy, their spirits ablaze with newfound brilliance. Each step they took exuded confidence and strength, their physiques transformed by the infusion of elemental essence from the extraordinary elemental sparks. Wang Jian's eyes gleamed with a perverse delight, his heart swelled with a twisted sense of satisfaction as he witnessed the remarkable growth in these women. The evolution they had undergone made them even more enticing to him, stoking the fires of his dark desires. Among the 5 women, Wang Jian had already indulged in illicit relations with Bishi Shuyan. However, his insatiable appetite urged him to seek out the others, to ensnare them in his web of depravity. Hong Meilin, with her connection to him, seemed ripe for his advances. He relished the thought of claiming her as his own. Jin Meixiang, with her favorable disposition towards him, presented an opportunity too tempting to ignore. Wang Jian schemed to exploit her loyalty to her clan, persuading them to betray their current allegiances and align themselves with his malevolent cause. With the power he had amassed on the battlefield, convincing them to succumb to his will seemed like an achievable conquest. Su Yuding, although not yet part of his immediate plans, was not exempt from his nefarious intentions. He knew well the art of manipulation and calculated that leveraging the influential Xie family and the Tao of Alchemy Society would pave the way for his control over her. He envisioned a future where her talent and power would serve his twisted desires. And then there was Guan Yin, a broken soul tormented by the betrayal of her childhood friend, Yi Chen. Wang Jian saw her vulnerability as an opportunity to exploit her emotional turmoil. Offering support in her time of need was nothing more than a ploy to ensnare her, to make her a pawn in his dark games, all in exchange for the gratification of his depraved desires. Wang Jian's twisted desires extended beyond the 5 women. There were 2 more targets on his dark path, Elder Hua and his dear second sister, Wang Ying. Elder Hua, much like Guan Yin, couldn't escape the disappointment that accompanied Yi Chen's treacherous alliance with the demons. However, her emotional devastation would be less profound, for her connection to Yi Chen was not as intimate. As for Wang Ying, her sorrow would manifest not in the realm of emotions but rather in the realm of business. She had cunningly expanded her faction by capitalizing on Yi Chen's influential connections. With his defection to the side of demons, she stood to lose a substantial amount of support that she had cunningly acquired. However, Wang Jian knew that Wang Ying presented a unique challenge. Their intricate familial ties as half-siblings, sharing the same father but different mothers, coupled with their elevated royal status, made it exceedingly complex for him to establish dominance over her. Conquering her completely would require an unparalleled and wicked approach, one that strayed far from the boundaries of morality. While this event occurred on the battlefield, an astonishing spectacle unfolded deep within the pit where Zyrithia and her devoted faction had ventured. Brandishing her revered ancestral nether scythe, Xyrithia skillfully shattered numerous seals that barred their path, leading them to their ultimate objective, the revered ancestral totem of the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan. As their footsteps neared the totem, an ethereal concoction of various elements permeated the atmosphere, coalescing into a tempestuous maelstrom. The very air crackled with a unique blend of energies, unleashing a storm of unprecedented proportions around the sacred artifact. Xyrithia and her loyal followers were caught off guard as they came into contact with the unleashed fury of the storm. Its ferocity was incomparable, even to a king realm demon like Xyrithia, as each droplet of rain pierced her flesh with agonizing pain, every gust of wind slashed through the air like 1,000 razor-sharp blades, and sparks danced maliciously, threatening to consume them all. Amidst the chaos, many of her comrades suffered grievous injuries mere moments after the storm's touch. Surviving this onslaught was a testament to their arduous training, which had elevated their bodies far beyond the ordinary limits of their demonic heritage. Yet, Xyrithia knew that their survival was fleeting. The storm's deadly embrace would soon claim the lives of her subordinates if they remained entangled within its malicious grip. Determination etched on her face, she clenched her teeth and summoned the power of her ancestral nether scythe, erecting a protective sphere around them, shielding her faction from the storm's wrath. Alas, this barrier offered them no means of progressing further, leaving them at an impasse. In this perilous moment, a flicker of realization ignited within Yi Chen's mind. A surge of inspiration coursed through his veins as he discovered a revelation, a means to withstand the storm's onslaught. Unleashing his formidable body cultivation technique, the divine bone transformation technique, Yi Chen resolved to endure the storm's relentless assault. Through enduring this trial, his body cultivation would ascend to new heights, fortified by the storm's devastating power. Additionally, any absorbed demonic essence would be promptly channeled into the enigmatic Chaos Essence bead, further fueling his cultivation. With steely resolve, Yi Chen's voice resounded amidst the raging tempest. "Allow me to venture beyond the confines of this barrier," he declared. Xyrithia's gaze fixed upon Yi Chen, her brow furrowing in perplexed curiosity. Was he dauntless or simply ignorant of the imminent peril? Did he not comprehend the inescapable doom that awaited him upon re-entering the storm's wrathful embrace? Nevertheless, Xyrithia's thoughts were momentarily consumed by her primary objective, rendering her indifferent to Yi Chen's fate. Without hesitation, she flung him out of the protective barrier, casting him back into the swirling chaos, where the full force of the storm assailed him once more. Undeterred by the impending danger, Yi Chen embraced the storm's chaotic onslaught, unleashing the full might of his body cultivation technique to weather its fury. In this crucible of adversity, his determination burned brighter than ever, forging an indomitable spirit that defied the storm's wrath and beckoned the profound power that lay hidden within. The Chaos Essence bead reveled in its role, unfailingly fulfilling Yi Chen's expectations. Swiftly, it transformed the malevolent demonic essence he had absorbed, transmuting it into a life-giving elixir that prioritized his healing and rejuvenation. In the wake of this miraculous transformation, Yi Chen's battered form stirred with renewed vigor. Rising from the ground with deliberate grace, he cast aside the remnants of his tattered attire and embarked upon a resolute stride toward the revered ancestral totem. Every step he took was an assertion of his indomitable will, defying the lingering tempest's wrath. The storm's relentless assault became an orchestration of resistance, a symphony of resilience, as Yi Chen pressed forward undeterred. With each stride, his aura intensified, radiating a palpable determination that rippled through the turbulent atmosphere. Moments stretched into eternity as Yi Chen stood before the awe-inspiring ancestral totem of the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan. A shiver coursed through his veins, anticipation mingling with trepidation, as he steadied himself for the imminent encounter. With bated breath, Yi Chen extended a trembling hand, his fingers brushing against the weathered surface of the totem. The moment his touch made contact, a surge of potent spiritual energy surged through his being, jolting his senses and igniting a symphony of whispers in the depths of his mind. A voice, cold yet exuding an air of pride, echoed within the recesses of his consciousness. "You are not a member of my clan. Die!" Instantaneously, the storm that encircled Yi Chen coalesced into a malevolent force, its intent clear: to rend him asunder, to obliterate the intruder who dared to lay claim to its sacred totem. But fortune favored Yi Chen in his darkest hour. The divine bone transformation technique upgraded at this moment to the 6th stage and elevated him to an ethereal state of invincibility, rendering him impervious to the storm's relentless assault. Through a stroke of providence, the elemental sparks placed above the seal had gradually absorbed the waning elemental intents within the tempest's maelstrom, their power tempered by the passage of millennia. These elemental intents, though weakened by the ravages of time, still possessed a ferocity capable of decimating even a king realm demon if exposed for too long. Yet, Yi Chen's unwavering luck bestowed upon him the gift of a formidable body cultivation technique, a precious shield against the storm's wrath. And, to his everlasting fortune, the chaos essence bead transformed the very essence of his injuries, converting the demonic fury within the tempest's assault into vital energy that mended his wounds with each passing moment. As the storm raged on, its fury intensified against the indomitable spirit before it. Yi Chen, resolute in the face of adversity, braved the onslaught, his body a bastion of fortitude. The spiritual consciousness ensconced within the ancestral totem regarded Yi Chen with a mixture of curiosity and satisfaction, impressed by his enigmatic techniques, indomitable willpower, and the array of artifacts he possessed. With a voice dripping with pride, it addressed him, "It appears that you are blessed with a generous dose of providence. Perhaps you can prove yourself worthy of inheriting my formidable bloodline." Yi Chen's response was swift and unwavering, his voice laced with determination. "I am human, and I refuse to become a demon," he declared firmly, his face betraying no hint of wavering resolve. The spiritual consciousness scoffed, its tone dripping with mocking disdain. "You must do better than that to deceive me, foolish human. I can sense your true emotions, and I sensed your excitement when the prospect of inheriting my mighty bloodline was presented to you." A glint of coldness flickered in Yi Chen's eyes as he retorted, "There is no need for deception. I won't deny my initial excitement, but I am well aware of the consequences that come with acquiring a demon bloodline. I would be despised by those closest to me in the Empire." Once again, the spiritual consciousness sneered, derisively mocking Yi Chen. "Oh, how naive you are! Allow me to enlighten you. Once you embrace my bloodline, your physique, spirit, and bloodline will undergo a transformative change, elevating your potential to unprecedented heights. Your current physique, spirit, and bloodline pale in comparison to your extraordinary techniques and treasures, and the gap between you and other geniuses in the world will slowly widen. My bloodline will bridge that gap and even allow you to surpass them. Furthermore, I am prepared to share a glimpse of my profound insights into the elements, granting you the medium-level insight in not one, but 3 different elements." Yi Chen's eyes glimmered with desire as he absorbed the weight of the spiritual consciousness's offers. Uttering with a tremor in his voice, Yi Chen exclaimed, "Medium-level insights in 3 different elements? That is simply astounding." The spiritual consciousness retorted with a cold edge, its tone dripping with disdain. "Humph. If it weren't for those accursed elemental sparks, which absorbed my essence over these millennia, I could have easily bestowed upon you a domain. Alas, the assistance I can provide is limited." Yi Chen couldn't help but speak with a tinge of uncertainty. "If I return as a devil, my comrades will undoubtedly despise me. I do not wish to be their object of hatred." Sensing Yi Chen's faltering conviction, the spiritual consciousness knew it needed to provide one final incentive. "At this pivotal juncture, human, you have 2 choices. You can remain weak and maintain your amicable relationships with humans, or you can seize unparalleled strength and potential, allowing you to claim everything you desire." Yi Chen scoffed in response, his voice brimming with contemptuous arrogance. "What a truly demonic answer. But I understand the logic. Once I attain unrivaled power, I shall take whatever I desire and eliminate anyone who refuses to bend to my will. The spiritual consciousness chuckled darkly, relishing in Yi Chen's naivety and foolishness. It continued to speak, its voice dripping with an insidious allure. Now, I shall gift you a mere droplet of my bloodline essence. It shall fuse with your feeble human blood marrow, reshaping it completely. Before Yi Chen, a radiant droplet of brilliant blue blood materialized. With his index finger, he delicately touched the droplet, feeling its pulsating power seep through his skin and merge with his essence. However, the ancestral spiritual consciousness had conveniently omitted one crucial detail: the excruciating pain that accompanied the absorption of this bloodline essence into his bone marrow. An onslaught of agony engulfed Yi Chen's being, assaulting his bloodline, physique, and spirit in a relentless torrent. It felt as if his bloodline were being forcibly inundated with surging water, causing his meridians to expand with painful force. Every fiber of his being screamed in protest as his bloodline underwent profound transformation. The wind element of the devil bloodline lashed at Yi Chen's physique from within, slashing through his flesh, only to be swiftly regenerated with newfound strength and infused with the essence of a devil. His body metamorphosed, growing exponentially mightier. And then, the sparks of lightning crackled through Yi Chen's spirit, subjecting it to a torturous forging. The agony bore down upon him, testing the limits of his endurance. What exacerbated Yi Chen's frustration was the simultaneous torment of all three aspects: spirit, bloodline, and physique. The trifecta of agony clashed within him, threatening to consume his consciousness. Despite his indomitable willpower, Yi Chen succumbed to the overwhelming torment, slipping into unconsciousness. It was a natural response to such immense suffering. Fortunately, the ever-vigilant Chaos Essence bead continued its automatic intervention, converting the demonic essence into vital energy to facilitate Yi Chen's healing, unknowingly aiding him in his unconscious state. As Yi Chen stirred from his prolonged slumber, he blinked his eyes, unaware of the hours that had slipped away like a fleeting dream. The fusion of his bone marrow with the drop of demonic bloodline had transformed him, empowering his body to generate its own devil blood, an embodiment of power rivaling the purity of the ancestral blood. Suddenly, the resonant voice of the ancestral spiritual consciousness echoed within Yi Chen's mind, proclaiming its identity: "I am the Storm Devil God, and you, Yi Chen, are now my chosen inheritor. All the treasures within this sacred totem shall be yours." Before Yi Chen, a wondrous assortment of treasures materialized, capturing his wide-eyed gaze. Among them stood a heavy sword of extraordinary craftsmanship, imbued with the essence and unique abilities bestowed by the Storm Devil God. This sword possessed an inherent greatness that set it apart. Its most remarkable attribute was its dominion over the tempestuous elements of the storm. With a mere wield, it could absorb the very essence of wind, water, and lightning, replenishing the chi of its bearer. Legends whispered that the one who held this sword would never falter from exhaustion, able to unleash their full might without restraint, eternally. Yi Chen's heart quickened with anticipation as he grasped the hilt of the heavy sword. He could feel the pulsating energy coursing through his veins, resonating with the storm elements that swirled around him. It was as if he had become an extension of the tempest itself, a vessel for its unfathomable power. Among the vast array of treasures, Yi Chen's exploration of the Storm Devil God's ancestral totem brought him face to face with even more remarkable artifacts. As he delved deeper, his eyes fell upon the Gale Step boots. These boots, crafted from the ethereal essence of howling winds, exuded an aura of unstoppable swiftness. Their sleek, obsidian exterior seemed to whisper promises of unparalleled agility and breathtaking speed. When Yi Chen donned them, he felt an electric surge coursing through his veins, granting him the ability to blur through space and time itself. Your F4 stories on /o/v/lbn.cm. Each step became a dance with the wind, propelling him forward in graceful bounds, evading attacks with breathtaking precision. With heightened anticipation, Yi Chen's gaze shifted to the next treasure, the Tempest armor. Forged from the impenetrable scales of a mythical storm dragon, the armor seemed to ripple with an otherworldly energy. Its iridescent surface reflected the shimmering colors of a tempestuous sky, and as Yichen adorned it, he could feel an impenetrable barrier forming around him. The armor weakened elemental assaults with ease, be it the searing flames of fire, the biting frost of ice, or the corrosive force of acid. Eyes alight with excitement, Yichen turned his attention to the cyclone ring. Its metallic band was adorned with an intricate engraving of a swirling vortex, and as he slipped it onto his finger, a surge of power coursed through his body. With a mere thought, the atmosphere around him responded, swirling into a maelstrom of unleashed energy. The ring granted him dominion over the very air itself, becoming a conductor of chaos and a harbinger of destruction. But the treasures did not end there. Among the hoard, Yichen discovered a large, weathered tome. Its pages, filled with intricate diagrams and cryptic symbols, revealed the storm devil god's techniques and unique array formations. These ancient secrets held immense power, capable of turning the tide of battles. Now, it's time that I share my insights of elements with you. 3 arduous hours had passed since Yichen absorbed the storm devil god's profound insights, elevating his own understanding of the laws of wind, lightning, and water to the coveted medium level. Simultaneously, his cultivation soared to the exalted king realm. Such an extraordinary breakthrough filled him with an intoxicating sense of invincibility, prompting him to harbor audacious beliefs that he could vanquish any opponent within the king realm. As the storm subsided, a resplendent calm settled around the ancestral totem. It was then that Zyrithia and her faction cautiously approached, their eyes widening in astonishment at the sight before them. There stood Yichen, exuding an aura unmistakably devilish, a testament to his absorption of the ancestral devil blood contained within the totem. In that moment, Zyrithia's mind raced, adapting swiftly to the unexpected turn of events. Her initial plan to secure the bloodline for a close comrade had been foiled by Yichen, but she refused to succumb to despair. Instead, her sharp intellect swiftly devised a cunning stratagem to maintain control of the situation. Facing Zyrithia, Yichen's voice sliced through the air, laced with cold disdain. "I have but one question for you. Why did you demons conspire to frame me?" Zyrithia, feigning innocence, responded with a carefully crafted innocence, "I do not understand what you mean. Why would we conspire against someone as insignificant as you?" Enveloped in a whirlwind of fury, Yichen bellowed, his words laced with indignation. "Do not play dumb with me. You were well aware of my innocence and yet you orchestrated a grand scheme to falsely accuse me. It is because of your machinations that my comrades now despise me. Why did you plot against me with such malicious intent?" His voice thundered, resonating with a blend of rage and the potent aura of his newfound demonic energy. Even Zyrithia's comrades involuntarily recoiled, their gazes fixated on Yichen's intense power. Zyrithia, eyes rolling with disdain, tightened her grip on her ancestral nether scythe. "Do not delude yourself. Why would I waste my efforts scheming against a lowly human like you? Firstly, I saved your life as a token of gratitude for a favor owed. Secondly, I framed you merely to divert the attention of the second princess, who posed a threat to my plans. If anyone is to blame, it is your own comrades for their lack of trust and faith in you, not me." Her words dripped with contempt, challenging Yichen's accusations head-on, while subtly sowing seeds of doubt in his head for his allies. Her words, like venomous serpents, struck at the core of Yichen's being. A pang of hurt washed over his face, betraying his vulnerability to Zyrithia's manipulative words. In that moment, it seemed as though he, too, believed the deception woven around him. The sting of betrayal from those he held dear gnawed at his soul. Had Yichen possessed a cooler temperament and sharper intellect, he might have discerned the intricately spun web of manipulation that had ensnared him. He would have realized that the fault did not lie with his comrades for their misguided trust, but rather with the masterful orchestration that had led them astray. Alas, in the throes of wounded pride and broken bonds, such clarity eluded him. Xerithia's voice took on a sinister allure, laced with devilish charm that seemed to seduce the very air around her. It is plain to see, Yi Chen, that you have embraced the inheritance of the mighty storm devil god, willingly becoming a devil. In this predicament, you have but one path left to tread, to join forces with me. Otherwise, these wretched humans will relentlessly hunt you down, and your life will be snuffed out at their hands. Yi Chen's brow furrowed, contemplating the weight of Xerithia's proposition. He knew all too well that the might of the Empire far surpassed his own, and even with the newfound power granted by the Devil bloodline and his ascension to the King realm, an Emperor realm expert could effortlessly crush him like an insignificant insect. Just as Yi Chen prepared to give his response, a tremor surged through the barrier that Xerithia had erected over the pit, causing it to shatter into countless shards. Astonishment painted her features, for she had constructed this barrier using her ancestral nether devil side's potent powers, fortified by her high-level insights in the demonic cursed element. It should have been an impregnable defense, resistant even to those with equally advanced insights. Yet, the barrier had crumbled before her eyes, leaving her shaken and bewildered. Yi Chen's gaze turned frigid as he locked eyes with the man entering the pit, Wang Jian. To his dismay, Wang Jian was accompanied by two stunning women, Stella and Lady Zhuoran. The sight fueled a potent blend of hatred and jealousy within Yi Chen's heart, a venomous cocktail that threatened to consume his every thought. A torrent of emotions surged through Yi Chen as he saw the two women standing by Wang Jian's side. Their allure only intensified his envy towards Wang Jian, igniting a twisted fire within him. Stella, in particular, fixated her gaze upon Yi Chen with seething hatred. He had shattered her trust and left her wounded, and now, she yearned to rend him apart, piece by agonizing piece. Fight! Yi Chen's voice boomed, laced with unwavering determination. With a surge of willpower, he unleashed the full might of his oceanic tempest storm devil bloodline, the very essence of his newfound power. Xerithia and her faction swiftly shifted from their positions, their movements shrouded within the raging storm that surrounded them. In perfect synchrony, they advanced toward their adversaries, ready to unleash chaos upon them. Get your Avrite ovals at no/v/e/lbn.com. Wang Jian, however, remained eerily composed amidst the escalating turmoil. His eyes bore into Stella, his voice a sinister whisper that seemed to be implanted deep her mind. This was his plan all along. Yi Chen sought to attain this devil bloodline to bolster his own strength. That is why he colluded with these demons. As the words left his lips, Wang Jian exuded an air of calculated intelligence and malevolence. Gritting her teeth, Stella's resolve hardened like tempered steel. Her eyes blazed with an unquenchable fire of determination. Rest assured, he shall pay dearly for his treachery. She had an unwavering faith in Wang Jian's words, fully embracing the notion that Yi Chen's betrayal warranted swift and unforgiving retribution. In a swift motion, Wang Jian unsheathed his sword, intercepting Xerithia's scythe with unparalleled precision. The shock that coursed through Xerithia was palpable, for her scythe held an insidious power that typically corroded any weapon that dared to clash with it. Yet, Wang Jian's blade remained untarnished, forged from a mysterious metal impervious to her cursed element. Regaining her composure, Xerithia swiftly redirected her attention, channeling the dark energies of her scythe towards Wang Jian. Sinister tendrils of malevolence spiraled around his body, aiming to ensnare him within an inescapable curse. With a smug grin etched upon her lips, Xerithia proclaimed her imminent victory, her voice laced with triumph. This curse shall sow chaos within your very chi, rendering you powerless to fight against me. Kikik. Her laughter reverberated with sinister delight. However, her triumph was short-lived, abruptly halted as intense flames erupted from Wang Jian's being, engulfing him in an infernal aura. The flames devoured the curse that had sought to shackle him, leaving Xerithia dumbfounded. What? How is this possible? Do you possess high-level insights in the flame element? Xyrithyia stammered in disbelief. Wang Jian responded with a wicked smile, his voice dripping with malevolence. Not only the flame element, my dear. Before Xyrithyia could decipher his cryptic words, multiple tendrils of earthen energy surged towards her, attempting to constrict her. She attempted to evade the onslaught, but her efforts proved futile as Wang Jian's lightning-infused fist made contact with her gut. A searing pain tore through Xyrithia's core as she fiercely employed her demonic energy to withstand Wang Jian's assault. Meanwhile, Stella found herself locked in a fierce battle against Yi Chen, and the tides were decidedly against her. Yi Chen's unparalleled power, fueled by his tempestuous bloodline, overshadowed even Tristan's. His attacks, infused with demonic qi and medium-level insights into wind, water, and lightning elements, overwhelmed Stella's defenses. Despite Stella's advancement in wind element insights, courtesy of the essence of wind sparks, she remained outmatched. Yi Chen deftly exploited his mastery over water and lightning, defanging her attacks while launching his own onslaught. Stella clung to survival, utilizing her formidable illusion techniques and potent spiritual assaults to momentarily disorient Yi Chen and create fleeting opportunities for escape. Meanwhile, Lady Zhuoran valiantly engaged Xyrithia's subordinates, utilizing the oceanic pearl bead to amplify her water-based abilities. Cascading waves surged forth, engulfing her adversaries in a relentless deluge, rendering them defenseless in the face of her formidable powers. Amidst his intense battle with Xyrithyia, Wang Jian skillfully maintained his heightened senses, keenly aware of the unfolding battles involving Stella and Lady Zhuoran. A malicious and wicked grin stretched across Wang Jian's face as he sensed Stella's precarious position, her struggle turning increasingly dire. Seizing a fleeting opportunity, Wang Jian infused his legs with potent earth energy, propelling himself towards Xyrithyia with explosive force. The impact of his powerful kick sent her hurtling against the pit's stone walls, her body racked with pain as she involuntarily coughed up blood. Without sparing her a second thought, Wang Jian redirected his attention to Stella, his eyes narrowing as he observed her ensnared within a tempest conjured by Yi Chen. The thunderous onslaught crackled and surged around her, a deadly dance of electricity and fury. Yi Chen had deftly dispelled Stella's onslaught of wind blades, replacing it with a formidable thunderstorm that rapidly encroached upon her. The air hummed with charged particles, poised to detonate upon Yi Chen's command, promising grievous injury and devastation to Stella's fragile form. A sinister, depraved grin twisted Wang Jian's face, his cunning mind concocting a twisted plan. With his intentions concealed, he swiftly propelled his body towards Stella, planning to become a deceptive savior in the making. Yi Chen's eyes widened in disbelief as he beheld Wang Jian's audacious charge into the heart of his tempestuous maelstrom, intended to wreak havoc upon Stella. A flicker of shock passed across his face, swiftly giving way to a sinister grin that etched its way onto his features. In that moment, Yi Chen felt a surge of exhilaration, convinced that he held the power to inflict grave harm upon both his adversaries simultaneously. Seizing the opportunity with calculated precision, Yi Chen unleashed the dormant thunderstorm particles, activating a cataclysmic chain reaction of explosions. Each detonation pulsated with the formidable might of medium-level insights into the laws of lightning, their volatile bursts intertwined with the sinister essence of his demonic heritage. Yi Chen's anticipation swelled as he envisioned the devastating consequences that awaited both Stella and Wang Jian. However, the reality that unfolded before him defied his expectations. Contrary to his grim projections, Wang Jian and Stella remained unscathed amidst the chaos and fury of the thunderous explosions. Unbeknownst to Yi Chen, Wang Jian had cunningly harnessed his high-level insights in the earth element, fortifying his defenses to withstand the onslaught of lightning explosions. As for Stella, she found herself enveloped in the sheltering embrace of Wang Jian's formidable and tempestuous arms. In the throes of chaos, his hands roamed freely, traversing the contours of her seductive form until they found rest upon her tantalizing curves, even venturing audaciously to caress her supple buttocks. Never in his life could Yi Chen have imagined that Wang Jian and Stella stood locked in an intimate and suggestive embrace, defying the destructive forces of lightning explosions that raged around them. The audacity of Wang Jian's actions stemmed from his calculated understanding of the situation. He discerned that the essence of the world, the very fabric of existence itself, would not bring harm upon him in this pivotal moment, for he was, ostensibly, protecting Stella. As for the liberties he took in indulging in Stella's captivating beauty, Wang Jian wagered on her trust and the favorable impression she held of him. He knew that, even if he dared to explore her allure, Stella's unwavering faith in him would attribute it to a mere accident, allowing him to easily take advantage of her. The lingering smoke dissipated, revealing Wang Jian's firm grip releasing Stella's delicate form. With an elegant twirl, he turned his gaze towards Yi Chen, a glint of determination in his eyes. "You have surprisingly managed to endure my onslaught, but don't be happy too soon because my next strike will be even stronger," Yi Chen bellowed, his voice resounding with unyielding resolve. His fingers danced along the hilt of the enigmatic heavy sword, an artifact of unfathomable power bestowed upon him by the ancient storm devil god's ancestral totem. Stella yearned to surge forward, eager to confront Yi Chen and lend her aid, but Wang Jian's outstretched arm barred her path. His voice resonated with unwavering determination as he issued his command. "Proceed swiftly and aid Lady Zhuoran in her struggle against those vile demons," Wang Jian urged, his words carrying a resolute tone. "I shall confront Yi Chen alone." A flicker of protest rose within Stella's heart, longing to interject, yet a momentary glance at Lady Zhuoran's increasingly precarious situation stifled her words. The demons had adapted to Lady Zhuoran's predictable sequence of attacks, a troubling development that demanded immediate attention. Resigned to the harsh reality, Stella reluctantly acknowledged the truth. In her current state, she would prove an ineffective ally to Wang Jian in his fateful clash against Yi Chen. Accepting the bitter reality, she concluded that her withdrawal would ultimately serve the greater cause. The clash between Wang Jian and Yi Chen unfolded into a relentless and tumultuous battle. Wang Jian's lips curled into a derisive sneer as he sensed the familiar presence of medium-level insights in the wind and lightning laws emanating from Yi Chen. A subtle intuition whispered to him that Yi Chen had likely acquired a similar level of insight in the water element as well. Such abilities were befitting of a protagonist, Wang Jian mused. Drawing upon the true eyes bestowed upon him, Wang Jian obtained a glimpse into the statistical essence of their encounter. The numbers unveiled a stark reality. Lux status get the L test VLS at .o/v/e/l/by.co. Wang Jian, 40,123. Protagonist Yi Chen, 154,111. The figures revealed that, on the surface, Wang Jian lacked the luck to deliver a death blow to Yi Chen. However, Wang Jian understood all too well that it didn't mean he couldn't defeat Yi Chen. Fueled by his indomitable resolve, Wang Jian entered into a fierce engagement with Yi Chen. Unlike his adversary, who had attained medium-level insights in wind, lightning, and water elemental laws, Wang Jian boasted a far-reaching repertoire. High-level insights into wind, lightning, water, earth, and flame elemental laws coursed through his veins, granting him absolute control over these formidable elements. The clash began in a whirlwind of motion, with Yi Chen launching himself forward in a lightning-fast charge. Utilizing his medium-level insight in the wind element, he became a blur, his movements a symphony of grace and speed. His blade sliced through the air, aiming to strike Wang Jian with precision and ferocity. Wang Jian, however, was no stranger to the tempestuous nature of battle. In a display of absolute mastery, he deftly evaded Yi Chen's onslaught, his body seemingly guided by an invisible hand. Yi Chen, fueled by his demonic essence, wielded the imposing Stormbringer Devil heavy sword with grace and precision. Every swing of his blade was infused with the raw power of the storm, crackling with lightning and emanating an ominous aura. His attacks came in swift succession, the blade slicing through the air with deadly intent. Wang Jian, undeterred by Yi Chen's onslaught, met each strike head-on with his tyrannical sovereign's blade. His movements were fluid and calculated as he seamlessly transitioned between defensive maneuvers and counterattacks. The gleaming blade shimmered with a metallic sheen, a testament to its resilience and formidable strength. As the clash of their weapons reverberated through the battlefield, Wang Jian showcased his mastery over the 5 elemental laws. With a flick of his wrist, he summoned a whirlwind infused with the power of the wind element, engulfing Yi Chen in a cyclone of razor-sharp winds. The gusts tore at Yi Chen's flesh, leaving shallow cuts in their wake. Undeterred, Yi Chen unleashed a surge of demonic energy, his eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The demonic essence intertwined with the storm's fury, amplifying the destructive force of his attacks. Lightning crackled along the edges of his blade, adding an electrifying aspect to each strike. With a mighty swing, he aimed to break through Wang Jian's defenses. Yet Wang Jian proved to be an unyielding opponent. As Yi Chen's blade descended upon him, Wang Jian called upon his high-level insight in the earth element. The ground beneath his feet trembled, and towering pillars of earth rose to intercept the incoming strike. The collision sent shockwaves rippling through the battlefield, dispersing the demonic energy and thwarting Yi Chen's assault. Wang Jian seized the opportunity, his eyes gleaming with calculated intelligence. He swiftly closed the distance between them, his movements a blur of speed and precision. With a series of lightning-fast strikes, he exploited the openings in Yi Chen's defense, landing precise blows that rattled his opponent's resolve. Yi Chen, his breath growing ragged, struggled to regain his footing. The combined onslaught of Wang Jian's elemental prowess and unwavering skill with the tyrannical sovereign's blade left him reeling. Each clash of their weapons echoed with a resounding impact, further illustrating Wang Jian's dominance in the battle. As the battle waged on, Wang Jian's superiority became increasingly apparent. He deftly evaded Yi Chen's desperate strikes, effortlessly countering with his own devastating blows. The power of his elemental control surged through his veins, enhancing every attack with an unparalleled ferocity. Despite his best efforts, Yi Chen found himself outmatched. The wounds he sustained multiplied with each passing moment, while Wang Jian remained unscathed, a testament to his unwavering defense and superior technique. With each strike, Wang Jian showcased his calculated precision, his blade finding its mark with unerring accuracy. Yi Chen's chest heaved with exertion, his eyes locked onto Wang Jian with a mixture of bitterness and resignation. It was a bitter pill to swallow, but he couldn't deny the vast chasm of skill that separated him from his adversary. In the midst of Wang Jian's plan to exploit his advantage, a sinister voice shattered the tense air, reverberating through the battlefield. "Cease your actions if you wish to spare these women from a grisly demise." Zairithia's words reverberated, slicing through the tension like a sharpened blade. The lives of Lady Zhuoran and Stella teetered on the precipice, their fragile existence threatened by the razor-sharp edge of Zairithia's ancestral nether devil scythe. In response to the dire situation, both Yi Chen and Wang Jian turned their gaze towards Zairithia. Wang Jian's eyes narrowed, a cold sneer curling his lips. He met Zairithia's audacious threat with unyielding disdain, his voice laced with icy determination. "You underestimate the consequences of crossing me," he retorted, his tone dripping with an icy resolve. Before Zairithia could even grasp the severity of her predicament, a mesmerizing display of precision unfolded. Hundreds of intricate cuts materialized on her hand, a labyrinthine network of lacerations that targeted her tendons and joints with devastating accuracy. The pain seared through her, rendering her unable to wield or utilize her scythe effectively, shattering her ill-conceived plan to decapitate Lady Zhuoran and Stella. The realization dawned upon Zairithia with cruel clarity: Wang Jian's mastery of the wind element surpassed her expectations. With the ease of a virtuoso, he unleashed his powers from a distance, exploiting her vulnerabilities with surgical precision. Despite the high-level insights and cursed element of her scythe, it proved futile in shielding her from Wang Jian's calculated assault. As Wang Jian harnessed the formidable power of his high-level insights in the laws of wind, he unleashed a devastating assault upon Xyrithyia, rendering her incapacitated and unable to harm Lady Xuran and Stella any longer. Seizing the golden opportunity that presented itself, Lady Xuran and Stella swiftly capitalized on their newfound freedom, deftly maneuvering through the chaotic battleground, courtesy of Wang Jian's expert manipulation of the elements. His mastery over the laws of wind and lightning kept the encroaching demons at bay, providing a crucial shield of protection for their escape. In the midst of Wang Jian's valiant efforts to safeguard Lady Xuran and Stella, Yi Chen, his face etched with terror, abandoned his previous position and regrouped with Xyrithyia. The realization of Wang Jian's formidable might had instilled a profound fear within him. "We must flee without delay. Wang Jian's power far exceeds our expectations," Yi Chen spoke, his voice trembling with trepidation. Xyrithyia nodded in agreement, her expression mirroring the shock that had gripped Yi Chen. She had never fathomed that within the royal family, a force as formidable as Crown Prince Wang Hao in the Qing realm would emerge, and even more astonishingly, it was the 7th Prince Wang Jian himself. "I possess a teleportation talisman capable of transporting us to safety. It may be our only hope of survival, of leaving this place unscathed," Xyrithyia said, her tone serious and resolute. "Very well. I will harness the power of my bloodline to counter Wang Jian's abilities. But be swift, for I can only hold him back for a limited time," Yi Chen responded, his voice laden with determination. Activating his latent bloodline, a surge of power surged through Yi Chen's veins, enhancing his storm abilities to unprecedented heights. Drawing upon his insights in the laws of wind, water, and lightning, he conjured a formidable three-layered barrier that enveloped Xyrithyia and her comrades. As Wang Jian's relentless onslaught collided with the protective barrier, hairline cracks materialized, a testament to the force he unleashed. Wang Jian's brows furrowed in both curiosity and intrigue, recognizing the telltale signs of Yi Chen's bloodline coming into play. However, to his astonishment, Yi Chen channeled his bloodline's power not to strike at him, but to safeguard Xyrithyia and her companions. The realization dawned upon Wang Jian that Yi Chen and Xyrithyia had something up their sleeves, a calculated plan that eluded his understanding. In an instant, a foreboding, dark magic circle materialized beneath Xyrithyia and her comrades, beckoning them with its mysterious allure. They swiftly passed through its ominous threshold, vanishing from sight. Yi Chen, determined not to be left behind, followed suit, stepping resolutely into the arcane abyss, disappearing in the blink of an eye. Meanwhile, Wang Jian, Lady Xuran, and Stella stood as mere spectators, their gazes fixed upon the departing figures. With purposeful strides, they made their way back to the waiting forces. Wang Jian, sporting an outwardly composed countenance, harbored a subtle smirk. Deep down, he had anticipated Yi Chen's seamless escape, a notion that only served to stoke the fires of his excitement. Get the L-test VLS at .o/v/e/l/buy.co. The revelation of Yi Chen's transformation into a devil only heightened his thrill, for it meant that hunting him down would now be a considerably simpler task. As they walked, Wang Jian turned his attention towards Stella, his voice filled with genuine concern. "Are you injured, Stella? Did those demons inflict any injuries upon you?" Stella's eyes sparkled with gratitude as she replied, "No, I am safe. I am deeply grateful to you for saving my life once again. You have come to my aid countless times, and I can't express how thankful I am." Wang Jian chuckled softly, his tone light-hearted yet sincere. "It is my duty to protect those in need. I am glad that I could be of assistance. Although, I must admit, I wouldn't mind if you were to present your mark as a token of gratitude." Stella was taken aback by his jesting words, her cheeks tinged with a hint of pink. She found herself captivated by Wang Jian's charm and authenticity. His unwavering support and the unwavering support of his faction had been instrumental in saving her comrades and battling against the relentless demons. With a determined glimmer in her eyes, Stella responded to Wang Jian, her voice filled with conviction. I have been contemplating speaking with all the humans before presenting my mark. I hope you can be patient and wait for that moment. Wang Jian nodded nonchalantly, a knowing smile gracing his lips. He understood Stella's perspective and respected her decision. He knew that his display of power had been substantial enough to earn the trust and gratitude of humans from all the different factions, eliminating any doubts or objections regarding him receiving the Butterfly Spirit Queen's mark. Certainly, he replied, his tone calm and understanding. Take your time, Stella. Your choice carries great significance, and I will patiently await that moment. The exchange between them carried an air of mutual respect and understanding. Can you please go ahead? I wish to talk to Lady Zhuoran alone. We won't take long, Wang Jian spoke with a light-hearted tone, his eyes twinkling mischievously. Stella nodded nonchalantly, gracefully stepping away to grant Wang Jian and Lady Zhuoran their privacy. With Stella's departure, Wang Jian's hands instinctively sought the allure of Lady Zhuoran's figure. His left hand caressed her voluptuous curves, delicately exploring the contours of her supple buttocks. A soft, enchanting sigh escaped Lady Zhuoran's lips, echoing the blossoming connection between them. As they strolled leisurely, Wang Jian's voice carried a sinister yet captivating undertone. My dear, you have performed marvelously. It appears that Stella holds me in high regard now. Lady Zhuoran's voice quivered, a mix of longing and anticipation, as she bit her lips in response. Indeed, just as you desired, my lord. Yet, I propose we exercise patience. Her feelings will soon reach a crescendo, compelling her to surrender herself to you willingly. Wang Jian couldn't contain his wicked delight, and with a playful gesture, he strongly spanked Lady Zhuoran's enticing curves, eliciting an alluring jiggle. You speak wisdom. We shall bide our time. But how can I satiate these desires that consume me? Knowing exactly the answer Wang Jian sought, Lady Zhuoran spoke with a hint of bitterness, her words laden with a sense of duty. I beseech you, my lord, to employ me as your instrument of pleasure. I exist solely to fulfill your every carnal craving, bound to serve and ensure your satisfaction. A wicked grin crept across Wang Jian's face as he relished the power he held, his depravity seeping through his every pore. Since you beseech me so fervently, I shan't leave you wanting. Let us rendezvous under the cloak of night within the confines of my tent. Yes, my lord. I shall be present, Lady Zhuoran responded meekly, her voice tinged with a mix of trepidation and anticipation. At this juncture, Stella returned to the battlefield where the other forces remained immersed in the profound absorption of elemental sparks. They were engaged in deep meditation, their minds attuned to the mystical energies surrounding them. In this transformative period, Crown Prince Wang Hao attained a high-level insight into the earth element, while Wang Ying achieved high insight into laws of the water element. Their newfound prowess elevated them to a position of formidable strength, surpassing their previous capabilities. Simultaneously, numerous members within their respective factions experienced significant advancements, emerging as even more formidable warriors than before. With a purposeful stride, Stella approached the gathering, her commanding voice resonating through the air. The human Yi Chen's bloodline has undergone a malevolent metamorphosis, aligning with the Nether Curseweaver Devil Princess's faction. Through the indomitable might of 7th Prince Wang Jian, we have successfully repelled them, emerging victorious in this arduous battle. With a tone infused with profound gratitude, Stella continued, her words enveloped in appreciation. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to all of you brave humans who have come to aid me and my comrades in reclaiming our forest. As a token of gratitude, I offer you access to the rarest resources that our woodland dominion possesses. Furthermore, the esteemed Crown Prince and Second Princess shall receive marks bestowed upon them by my fellow clan members. Stella's proclamation jolted the assembled humans and beasts out of their meditative states, their minds grappling with the implications of her words. A sense of discontent rippled through the ranks, particularly among the factions aligned with the Crown Prince and Second Princess, upon learning that their leaders would receive marks from members of the Butterfly Spirit race, rather than from the Butterfly Spirit race's queen herself. Yet, before dissent could ignite chaos, Wang Hao and Wang Ying exemplified their understanding and magnanimity. Their voices carried a composed and accepting tone as they spoke in unison. "We respect the decision of the esteemed Butterfly Spirit Queen." Stella's heart swelled with gratitude as these humans displayed their empathy and acceptance of her predicament, standing united in this moment. With the Crown Prince and Second Princess voicing their acceptance, a hush fell over the gathering, silencing any further objections. After returning to the camp alongside Lady Zhuoran, Wang Jian basked in the euphoria of victory. The atmosphere was charged with jubilation as both humans and beasts reveled in their triumph over the demonic forces. A feast was prepared, featuring an array of exotic delicacies and the finest wines, as a symbol of their well-deserved celebration. Laughter and stories filled the air, as tales of heroism and valor intertwined with the clinking of glasses and the delightful aroma of the feast. Amidst the revelry, Wang Jian's attention turned to the 5 remarkable women who had harnessed the power of the enigmatic elemental sparks to ascend to the coveted king realm. 2 of them were loyal to Wang Jian's faction, 2 belonged to Wang Ying's faction, and the remaining 1 was aligned with Wang Hao's faction. As their cultivation bases were still in the process of consolidation, they consumed potent qi-infused pellets to bolster their strength. The energy within these women fluctuated, akin to a dance of power, oscillating between surges and lulls. It was a delicate balance that required their unwavering focus. The warriors understood the importance of stabilizing their energy flow, ensuring that their attacks resonated with unwavering might when the time came to defend their newfound cultivation realm. Simultaneously, Wang Jian entrusted the task of securing the cavernous abode harboring the precious ebon void essence or mind to the trusted Liu family. His paramount concern was to safeguard these invaluable resources from falling into the wrong hands, preserving their potential for the benefit of their cause. In a moment of reflection, Wang Jian decided to seize the opportunity to discuss the significance of the mine with Stella during a private meeting. With a sense of anticipation, he walked toward Stella's position, eager to engage in a conversation that held both strategic importance and the potential to deepen their connection. Meanwhile, Stella, having successfully resealed the dormant elemental sparks within their designated pits, turned her attention to fortifying their containment. Utilizing a collection of rare and potent materials retrieved from her vast storage, she meticulously crafted a formidable 2-layered barrier. This intricately designed array possessed the ability to not only absorb incoming attacks but also redirect them with an equal measure of force, effectively repelling any threat and preserving the sanctity of the elemental sparks. "Stella, I have urgent news to share." Wang Jian's countenance exuded seriousness, capturing her attention. Curiosity sparked within Stella as she responded, attempting to decipher Wang Jian's intentions. "Seventh Prince, is this about the mark? Rest assured, I will present it to you as promised." Wang Jian's chuckle resonated with a mix of confidence and amusement. "I have complete faith in your dedication to our agreement. However, the matter I wish to disclose pertains to a momentous discovery made by my faction, a mine housing the elusive ebon void essence Oregon." As Stella absorbed the weight of Wang Jian's revelation, her brows furrowed, sensing the underlying motive behind his visit. The realization dawned upon her: he sought to secure control of the mine. "I understand the significance this mine holds for you. While I remain oblivious to its specific application, I beseech you to allow my faction exclusive access to its resources while keeping its existence hidden from my siblings' factions." Wang Jian's eloquent words resonated with determination. Intrigued by his plea, Stella couldn't help but inquire, "But why, Seventh Prince? What compels you to make such a request?" A smile, laced with a hint of satisfaction, adorned Wang Jian's face as he embarked on an explanation, unveiling his strategic vision. "Consider this, Stella, while you and your loyal comrades possess formidable power, repelling demonic forces unaided would prove a daunting task. Yet, imagine confronting human forces. Their might would present an even greater challenge, endangering the lives of your comrades unless an escape plan is readily available. Allowing his words to sink in, Wang Jian continued with unwavering conviction, "I am willing to become that escape plan. Through the expertise of my faction's adept individuals, we can harness the rare resources of this mine to construct teleportation formations. These formations will ensure a safe passage, leading directly to a forest under my clan's meticulous guardianship." Stella found herself taken aback by Wang Jian's unexpected proposal, acknowledging the sensibility concealed within his words. She recognized that Wang Jian's reluctance to share these resources with his rivals in the battle for the throne was only natural, an aspiration she respected. "You present a logical and compelling argument, Seventh Prince," Stella acknowledged genuinely, her voice filled with sincerity. "Moreover, once I fulfill my pledge and present you with my mark, our alliance shall transcend time, uniting our factions indefinitely. I confess, the prospect of having a foolproof escape plan, guiding me to the sanctuary managed by your faction, brings me profound solace." With a nod of appreciation, Wang Jian affirmed, his smile growing wider. "Thank you, Stella. I also request your consent to allow human presence within your sacred dominion, facilitating the extraction of these invaluable resources. Such cooperation will undoubtedly serve our collective interests." Stella's response was swift and resolute. "Certainly, Seventh Prince. I foresee no impediments in granting your request." Wang Jian, desiring to prolong their conversation, called upon a nearby beast attendant to procure some wine. A striking black and white rabbit, though physically feeble, swiftly heeded Wang Jian's command, darting off in search of the requested libations. The rabbit returned bearing 2 delicate glasses accompanied by a sizable jar brimming with the legendary monkey wine, known for its potency and rich flavor. As the golden liquid cascaded into their glasses, Wang Jian and Stella partook in the nectar of the gods, their senses enlivened with each sip. Immersed in the ambience of their exchange, they found themselves deeply engaged in dialogue, their words intertwined with the vibrant notes of the wine. With each passing moment, Stella found herself captivated by Wang Jian's company, finding solace in his attentive presence. As the monkey wine coursed through her veins, she felt a sense of liberation, opening up about the intricacies of her life within the forest's embrace. Wang Jian, an attentive listener, delved into Stella's revelations, cherishing the opportunity to understand the depths of her experiences. Through their conversation, their connection grew, transcending the confines of their current circumstances. As the midnight hour approached, casting an ethereal glow upon the land, Stella found herself growing weary, her eyes heavy with the weight of slumber. She mustered the strength to express her gratitude to Wang Jian before bidding farewell to their heartfelt conversation. "Seventh Prince, it has been an extraordinary pleasure conversing with you. I cannot recall the last time I had the fortune of engaging in such stimulating discourse with someone as remarkable as yourself," Stella expressed, her voice soft but brimming with sincerity. "Your attentive ear, quick wit, and playful banter have truly elevated my spirits. I find myself wishing for a world where we can freely converse without the constraints of duty and responsibility. But alas, I understand the demands that accompany your role as the 7th Prince of the everlasting mystic empire and the obligations that await you." With a gentle smile gracing her lips, Stella continued, "However, I hope that you will visit me from time to time. With the mark bestowed upon you, you will possess the ability to teleport to a designated location within this sacred dominion. It should be effortless for you to grace me with your presence." Wang Jian's face lit up with genuine delight as he responded, his eyes shimmering with sincerity. "I, too, have thoroughly enjoyed listening to your captivating tales. Despite your tender age, you have borne the weight of becoming the queen of your race and the caretaker of these magnificent beasts. Even in the absence of formidable strength, you have shouldered the immense burden of earning the respect and trust of your loyal comrades. I can only imagine the trials you have faced. However, Stella, I, Wang Jian, the seventh prince of the everlasting mystic empire, make this solemn promise: I will forever stand as your unwavering ally. Whatever challenges you encounter, be they trivial or monumental, know that you can always rely on me for assistance. I will be by your side, without hesitation. Wang Jian's heartfelt vow elicited a radiant smile from Stella, her countenance illuminated by the moon's gentle radiance. In that moment, she exuded an ethereal beauty that captivated Wang Jian's gaze, causing his eyes to linger upon her face. Very well, let us make our way back, Wang Jian suggested, breaking the spell of the moonlit reverie. Side by side, they strolled toward the camp, their steps accompanied by the symphony of nature, echoing their newfound bond and the promises shared beneath the watchful gaze of the full moon. A surge of exhilaration coursed through Stella's veins as she reminisced about Wang Jian's solemn promise. The depth of trust she felt for him swelled within her, prompting her to take immediate action. Upon her return to the camp, she planned to ask her loyal comrades and issue a command: prepare the altar for the ceremonial presentation of her mark to Wang Jian. While Stella could have directly presented the mark to Wang Jian without any elaborate ceremony, she understood the significance of the occasion. By conducting the ritual, the spiritual energy that Wang Jian's spirit would gain from the mark would be amplified to its fullest potential, unlike the meager fraction he would receive without it. The legends of the butterfly spirit race stated that the difference of spiritual energy that the individual receives would be as wide as 10 times. Naturally, this ceremony was shrouded in utmost secrecy, reserved exclusively for Stella's most trusted allies and Wang Jian's closest confidants. The exclusivity of the event meant that members of Wang Ying's and Wang Hao's factions would receive their marks from the esteemed members of the butterfly spirit race before being discreetly asked to withdraw from the proceedings. Within the sacred confines of the private ceremony, Stella and Wang Jian would solidify their alliance in a sacred union of trust and mutual respect. After returning to the camp, Wang Jian and Stella bid each other farewell and went their separate ways. Wang Jian, with a mischievous gleam in his eyes, made his way to Lady Zhuoran's tent. He approached stealthily, his voice barely above a whisper, as he called out from behind the tent, "Come to my tent." Lady Zhuoran's voice responded with a soft whimper, "As you command, master." Wang Jian swiftly made his way to his own tent, where he took precautions to ensure their intimate encounter would remain a secret. He carefully placed soundproof talismans around the tent, creating a barrier that would shield their activities from prying eyes and ears. With the preparations complete, he settled down, eagerly awaiting Lady Zhuoran's arrival. In truth, Wang Jian had initially desired to spend this night with Hong Meilin, but he understood that her cultivation base required consolidation. As a result, he had turned his attention to Lady Zhuoran as his chosen companion for the evening. After a short while, Lady Zhuoran entered Wang Jian's tent, draped in a dark robe that concealed her figure. As she stepped inside, her robe gracefully fell to the ground, revealing a form-fitting dress that accentuated her curves, particularly emphasizing her generous cleavage. Her 5 silver tails, tinged with an air of anticipation, swayed in excitement for the upcoming encounter. Wang Jian's eyes roamed over Lady Zhuoran's enticing appearance, a wicked grin playing upon his lips. My, Lady Zhuoran," he remarked with a hint of lasciviousness, "you truly know how to capture a man's attention. Your beauty is unrivaled, and it seems you're eager to explore the depths of pleasure." Lady Zhuoran's voice quivered with meekness as she responded, "I live to serve you, master. Your desires are my utmost priority, and I am ready to fulfill your every wish." With an impish grin, Wang Jian suggested, "Excellent. Without further delay, why don't we commence with a rejuvenating back massage?" Wang Jian reclined on his bed, awaiting the soothing touch, while Lady Zhuoran gracefully positioned herself atop him, her ample bosom pressed firmly against his back. Lady Zhuoran's understanding of Wang Jian's desires led her to choose this intimate approach, employing her breasts rather than her hands to satiate his carnal cravings. Each stroke of her supple flesh, separated by a thin layer of fabric that tantalizingly shielded her rosy nipples, sent delightful shivers coursing through Wang Jian's body, prompting him to savor the experience with a moistened lip. The tantalizing massage continued its alluring course, testing the limits of Wang Jian's self-discipline as his yearnings grew increasingly insurmountable. In due time, the balance of power shifted, rendering Lady Zhuran supine beneath the ardent weight of Wang Jian's desire. The garments that once adorned their forms lay discarded, revealing their nakedness in all its provocative glory. Wang Jian's gaze, laden with a hunger that roamed freely, traversed every inch of Lady Zhuran's seductive figure, while his pulsating member assertively pressed against the tender contours of her thighs, an undeniable proclamation of its presence. Every time I witness you like this, I become more convinced that my decision to choose you over your daughter as my secret mistress couldn't have been more correct. Wang Jian whispered these depraved words with a smile. Lady Zhuran, despite her inner turmoil, mustered a bitter response, concealing the tumultuous emotions swirling within her. "And I cherish these moments with you," she replied, her voice laced with both longing and a hint of resignation. As their bodies intertwined, Wang Jian's hands possessed an almost supernatural allure, encompassing her ample curves, teasing and caressing her sensitive flesh. Every touch, every pinch, and every twist unleashed waves of pleasure that consumed Lady Zhuran's being, rendering her powerless to resist the intoxicating sensations. A dance of intimacy unfolded as Wang Jian's mouth descended upon Lady Zhuran's breast, tracing patterns with his skillful tongue while his other hand expertly explored the contours of her remaining mound. A delicate balance between pleasure and pain played out, leaving indelible marks upon her flesh, symbolic of their clandestine connection. Despite the familiarity that came from their past encounters, the heightened ecstasy Lady Zhuran experienced with Wang Jian never failed to surprise her. Each encounter pushed the boundaries of pleasure, surpassing all prior experiences and leaving her breathless, lost in a world of unimaginable sensations. As minutes turned into an eternity, Lady Zhuran succumbed to an overwhelming climax, her body quivering with rapturous delight. Her vocal expressions of ecstasy echoed through the intimate space they shared, a testament to the depths of pleasure she had reached. "To think that you experienced such intense pleasure even before I entered you, my dear maid. Were you truly that enthralled?" he inquired, his fingers delicately pinching one nipple while his teeth tugged playfully at the other. So good, ah." Lady Zhuran's voice escaped her lips in a symphony of pure ecstasy, her body undulating with unbridled delight. Moans and gasps spilled forth uncontrollably, betraying the magnitude of her pleasure. Yet, despite the overwhelming release, Lady Zhuran remained unsated. A fervent hunger danced within her eyes, her gaze beseeching Wang Jian for more. Lady Zhuran spoke, "My lord, I want it. I want your thing inside me." "To think that my dear maid wants her master's member inside of her," Wang Jian, his eyes gleaming with a sinister allure, acknowledged her plea in a voice laced with dark desire. "Yes, my lord. I yearn for it. I truly crave it. I want to surrender myself to this bliss," Lady Zhuran pleaded, her voice a delicate fusion of vulnerability and pleasure. In a seamless motion, Wang Jian's member pierced Lady Zhuran's core, delving to the depths of her being. The pulsating walls of her core enveloped him with a sublime tightness, eliciting immense pleasure from the depths of his being. As Wang Jian's hands skillfully explored the contours of her voluptuous breasts, their tender touch ignited a flame of passion that burned brighter with each passing moment. Every caress, every gentle stroke, heightened the symphony of pleasure resonating within Lady Zhuran. It was an intoxicating blend of sensations, a merging of bodies and desires that transcended the ordinary. Their lips met in a fervent kiss, their tongues dancing in a sensual rhythm. In this intimate exchange, their connection deepened, their union becoming an expression of their rawest desires. With each powerful thrust, their bodies fused in a dance of ecstasy, a harmonious symphony of pleasure that eclipsed the boundaries of time and space. As time seemed to stand still, Lady Zhuran's senses heightened, signaling her imminent release. Simultaneously, Wang Jian's own pleasure surged, bringing them closer to a shared climax. Finally, their passion climaxed in unison. Their bodies quivered with waves of pleasure as they surrendered to the overwhelming sensations coursing through them. Lady Zhuoran's essence mingled with Wang Jian's, creating an intimate union that left them both breathless. Wang Jian soon pulled his member drenched by a mixture of fluids. With a wicked grin on his face, Wang Jian guided Lady Zhuoran to turn around, positioning her in a way that accentuated her curves. As her soft buttocks and 5 silver tails pressed against him, her breasts delicately touching the bed, he couldn't resist the temptation to explore further. Wang Jian's hands caressed Lady Zhuoran's buttocks, relishing their plumpness and warmth. As his desire surged once more, he positioned himself against her wetness, aching to delve into the depths of her passion once again. Without hesitation, he entered her, his movements becoming more intense and driven. The rhythm of their bodies intensified, each thrust igniting a symphony of pleasure and desire. His touch on her supple buttocks was a mixture of passion and dominance, igniting a delicious blend of sensations. As he spanked her firmly, Lady Zhuoran's pleasure intensified, her moans of delight resonating through the tent, echoing in a symphony of shared ecstasy. Fortunately, the meticulously crafted soundproof charms ensured that not a single sound escaped their intimate sanctuary. Otherwise, the entire camp might have been privy to the enraptured melodies of Lady Zhuoran's pleasure-filled gasps and moans, which echoed with unrestrained fervor. The most up-to-date NVELs are published on n0velg.co/m. Lady Zhuoran and Wang Jian continued their passionate tryst throughout the night, their bodies entangled in a dance of raw desire and unquenchable lust. The hours slipped away as they surrendered themselves to the intoxicating pleasure that consumed them. Their moans and whispers filled the air, punctuated by the rhythmic sound of their bodies colliding in fervent union. The tent became a haven for their deepest fantasies, where inhibitions dissolved and primal instincts reigned supreme. Between breathless gasps, Lady Zhuoran's voice trembled with ecstasy. "Master, please, don't stop. Take me to the edge." Over and over again, she pleaded, her words laced with both vulnerability and insatiable craving. Wang Jian reveled in the power he held over Lady Zhuoran. His voice dripped with sadistic pleasure as he growled, "You are mine to ravish, to dominate." Their bodies moved in perfect sync, a symphony of desire that intensified with every thrust and caress. With each passing moment, their connection deepened, their union becoming an expression of their darkest passions. As the night wore on, their bodies glistening with sweat and their breaths ragged, they continued to explore the boundaries of pleasure. Wang Jian's hands roamed over Lady Zhuoran's curves, teasing and tantalizing, pushing her further into a state of ecstasy. Lady Zhuoran's moans became more desperate, her body writhing under the weight of unrelenting pleasure. "Yes, master, more. I need more," she pleaded, her voice filled with a mix of pain and pleasure. Wang Jian, driven by his insatiable hunger, increased the intensity of his movements, thrusting deeper and faster, taking Lady Zhuoran to the precipice of bliss. His words dripped with sinister delight as he whispered into her ear, "You're mine, my plaything. Surrender to me completely." With the first rays of dawn gently peeking through the tent, their bodies finally reached their climax. In one final moment of euphoria, they found release, their cries of elation blending with the hushed whispers of mourning. As the night drew to a close, their bodies intertwined and sated, Lady Zhuoran and Wang Jian rested in a state of blissful contentment. The air hung heavy with the lingering essence of their passionate connection. After an entire night consumed by their intimate pursuits, Wang Jian and Lady Zhuoran found themselves still nestled in the bed as morning arrived, their bodies yearning for the rest they had been deprived of. Meanwhile, the 5 women who had been diligently cultivating their powers had successfully consolidated their cultivation base. Among them was Hong Meilin, a devout follower of the church. She gathered with her church group and eager disciples to exchange news and updates. The followers excitedly shared the astonishing revelations that had unfolded while Hong Meilin was immersed in her meditative practice. They were astounded to discover that Hong Meilin had attained a high level of insight into the water element. They quickly deduced that her profound gains were likely attributed to her spirit manifestation, a unique phenomenon that significantly enhanced her progress. However, Hong Meilin was not alone in her accomplishments. Each of the 5 women had also experienced profound breakthroughs, reaching high-level insights in their respective elements. Meanwhile, Bishi Shuyan, another one of the 5 women, filled with excitement, sought to share her triumph with her mother, Lady Zhuoran. Eager to convey the news of her high-level insights in the laws of wind, accompanied by her cultivation reaching the Qing realm. However, Bishi Shuyan was unable to locate her mother anywhere. Speculating that Wang Jian might have dispatched Lady Zhuoran on a mission, she decided to pay a visit to his tent in search of answers. Before entering the tent, she politely called out, "Your Highness, may I enter?" Inside the tent, Wang Jian and Lady Zhuoran stirred awake upon hearing Bishi Shuyan's voice. Thankfully, the soundproof talisman did not obstruct external voices from penetrating the tent's confines. Startled by Bishi Shuyan's unexpected arrival, the 2 lovers found themselves entwined in each other's embrace, their naked bodies a testament to their passionate night. Wang Jian's face contorted into a sinister and depraved smile as he whispered provocatively into Lady Zhuoran's ear, "Why would your daughter visit my tent?" Lady Zhuoran, her heart pounding with anxiety, voiced her concern, "I am uncertain. However, I cannot allow her to witness me in this state. Yet, I am curious as to why she has come." "We cannot let her leave without discovering the reason," Wang Jian asserted, his eyes filled with a mixture of curiosity and wicked desire. "But I cannot bear the thought of my daughter seeing me like this," Lady Zhuoran pleaded, her desperation evident in her voice. Displaying a hint of sympathy, Wang Jian responded with understanding, "I suppose you are right. It could complicate matters." "Very well. Fetch that sheet and cover both of us with it." Quickly complying, Lady Zhuoran seized a thick golden quilt and draped it over their intertwined bodies. Though the quilt was substantial, Lady Zhuoran's form remained discernible beneath its folds. Thinking swiftly, Wang Jian devised a solution. He maneuvered his upper body out from beneath the quilt and strategically positioned his legs to elevate it, shielding Lady Zhuoran's figure from prying eyes entering the tent. Wang Jian took a moment to disable the soundproof talismans before his voice resonated within the tent, extending an invitation, "You may enter now." With measured steps, Bishi Shuyan crossed the threshold and found herself face to face with Wang Jian, his bare upper body exposed to her gaze. Calm and composed, she regarded him without flinching, having grown accustomed to such intimate moments shared between them. Bishi Shuyan failed to notice the concealed figure of her mother lying beside Wang Jian, obscured beneath the comforting folds of a quilt. Follow stories at n/VELB/in.com. Concern clouded Bishi Shuyan's features as she voiced her worry, "Your Highness, I cannot locate my mother. Pray tell, where might she be?" Her words carried a tinge of uncertainty, her eyes searching for answers within Wang Jian's reassuring presence. A smile played upon Wang Jian's lips as he responded, seeking to ease her concerns, "Rest assured, fair Bishi Shuyan, for I tasked your mother with surveying the surrounding area. Fear not, for she shall soon return to our midst." His voice carried a gentle reassurance, an attempt to alleviate the weight of uncertainty upon her heart. Gratitude colored Bishi Shuyan's voice as she acknowledged his words, her expression tinged with a blush of pride. "I express my heartfelt gratitude, Your Highness. Furthermore, I am pleased to inform you that I have achieved high-level insights in the wind element." A spark of delight danced within Wang Jian's eyes, his enthusiasm unmasked. "What splendid news! In light of your remarkable progress, I shall ensure both you and your esteemed mother are duly rewarded," he declared, his words laced with an undertone that hinted at hidden intentions. Bishi Shuyan nodded, her cheeks flushed with a blend of bashfulness and determination. She understood the unspoken implications nestled within Wang Jian's response. Summoning her courage, she pressed onward, her voice laced with sincerity. I pray that my unwavering dedication to your service continues to bring you satisfaction, Your Highness. I pledge to strive tirelessly in my pursuit of uncovering treasures and serving you to the best of my abilities. I implore you, however, to never direct your attention towards my beloved mother. Wang Jian's grin widened, his satisfaction unmistakable. Sensing Lady Zhuoran's body involuntarily quiver upon hearing her daughter's plea, he could no longer resist the magnetic allure. His hands, guided by desire, moved to caress her luscious bosom, bestowing upon it a touch that dripped with longing. As long as your diligent efforts persist, dear Shuyan, I shall find no cause to divert my attention toward your cherished mother. Now, I implore you, depart and seek a maid to bring forth tea and sustenance, for hunger grips me fiercely. Yes, Your Highness, Bishi Shuyan acquiesced, her steps carrying her away from the tent. Once Bishi Shuyan had departed, Wang Jian's gaze lingered on the closed tent flap, his mind consumed by a potent blend of desire and anticipation. The room was cast into a dim, hushed ambience, heightening the intimacy of the moment that hung in the air. A flicker of mischief danced in his eyes as he reached out, his fingers trembling with a mixture of eagerness and restraint. In a single, fluid motion, he unveiled Lady Zhuoran's form, casting aside the veil that had concealed her provocative beauty. The fabric cascaded softly to the ground, revealing her figure, sculpted with graceful curves. Lady Zhuoran, her breath catching in her throat, met Wang Jian's intense gaze, her eyes shimmering with a mix of fear and curiosity. The ambiguous tone in her daughter's words lingered in her mind, prompting her to seek clarification, despite the vulnerability of her current state. What did my daughter mean by serving you to the best of her ability? Lady Zhuoran's voice quivered with a delicate mixture of trepidation and genuine inquiry. Why did I sense an undertone in her words? Wang Jian, wearing a seemingly composed smile, continued to explore her seductive form, his hands deftly caressing her in a way that stirred both pleasure and apprehension. His touch, both possessive and commanding, heightened the tension in the air as he addressed her concerns. I assured her that as long as she remains dedicated in uncovering treasures for me and carries out her duties as a loyal maid, Wang Jian's voice dripped with a calculated charm as his grip tightened on her voluptuous curves, evoking a mixture of pleasure and discomfort, I will refrain from extending my nefarious desires towards you. Her voice quivered as she sought reassurance. Is that truly all, Your Highness? I simply need to be certain. In response, Wang Jian's gaze turned frigid, his eyes devoid of warmth as he tightened his hold, almost to the point of discomfort. You dare question my words? He demanded, his voice laced with a chilling intensity as he yanked her breasts, demanding her submission. Lady Zhuoran, her voice barely above a whisper, trembled under his domineering presence. And no, Your Highness. It was a momentary lapse of judgment. Wang Jian's tone remained cold and unforgiving. See that it never happens again. Remember my solemn promise to you. Should you dare to act in defiance, I shall no longer restrain myself, and your daughter will experience a true descent into hell. Yes, Your Highness, Lady Zhuoran responded compliantly. Wang Jian's eyes bore into her with a mix of dominance and desire as he issued his command. Now, give me a quick blowjob, he said, his voice laced with an insatiable hunger. Reluctantly, Lady Zhuoran acquiesced, her heart heavy with the weight of her compliance. She leaned forward, her lips approaching his engorged member, feeling a sense of powerlessness in the face of his demands. Minutes stretched into what felt like an eternity, their actions concealed within the confines of the tent. The intimate exchange was a delicate balance of submission and control, an act driven by duty rather than genuine desire. After dozens of minutes, the two emerged from the tent. Lady Zhuoran meticulously timed her exit to ensure no prying eyes caught sight of her leaving Wang Jian's tent. Her movements were swift and discreet, driven by the need to maintain the appearance of propriety and secrecy. Meanwhile, Wang Jian ventured forth from his tent, his steps purposeful as he made his way towards Hong Meiling's location. Along the way, he encountered followers of the church, their gazes a blend of awe and reverence. They couldn't help but be captivated by his exceptional combat prowess and the awe-inspiring feat of defeating Tristan, shattering the malevolent formation, and liberating both the human and beast forces from the curse inflicted by the Devil Princess. However, their admiration was reserved solely for Wang Jian's martial strength and prowess. Deep-rooted resentment simmered beneath their awe, stemming from the fact that he was considered a heretic and a royal prince who had coerced their church group into forming an alliance with his own faction. Extending a warm yet calculated smile, Wang Jian addressed Hong Meilin, acknowledging her recent achievements. "Congratulations on your momentous breakthrough, Meilin. I have heard news of your spiritual manifestation initiation and the evolution of your spirit." Upon spotting Wang Jian, a flicker of displeasure creased Hong Meilin's brow. Despite her inner reservations, she remained composed and mustered a grateful response, forced to convey her gratitude. "Thank you for your kind words, Your Highness." Their interaction carried an undercurrent of tension, a delicate dance between veiled mistrust and the need to maintain an amicable facade. Yi Chen has obtained a formidable devil bloodline and has transformed into a demon. I urge your church to sever all ties with him and assist me in hunting him down. He is a perilous warrior who must be swiftly eliminated," Wang Jian suggested with a grave tone. Hong Meilin appeared to agree with his words, her expression serious as she replied, "You can rest assured, Your Highness. The church will never associate with someone who dared to collude with demons, especially not Yi Chen, now that he has become a demon." "Excellent. Would you accompany me to my siblings' faction? I wish to discuss this matter with them," Wang Jian proposed, providing his reasoning. Hong Meilin pondered the request deeply before nodding, recognizing the importance of discussing the issue with Crown Prince Wang Hao, Second Princess Wang Ying, and their faction members. As the two set off from the group of church followers, Wang Jian led Hong Meilin towards the section of the camp occupied by his own faction. They entered a tent specially prepared for important meetings. Taking his seat on the elevated throne, Wang Jian instructed a maid, "Go and deliver a message to my elder brother Wang Hao, second sister Wang Ying, and my third brother. Inform them to bring along the King Realm experts. I wish to discuss the matter of Yi Chen with them." The maid dutifully obeyed, swiftly departing to carry out the given orders. Once they were alone in the tent, Wang Jian fixed his gaze on Hong Meilin, who was seated on a chair nearby. "So, how does it feel to finally reach the King Realm? Your rapid progress in achieving high-level insights has truly surprised me." A wide smile spread across Hong Meilin's face as she inflated her chest with pride. Though she was proud of her accomplishments, she remained humble in her response. "It was just a stroke of luck." Wang Jian's sinister smile deepened as he responded, his words laced with a dark edge. "I hope you haven't forgotten our agreement, my dear." Hong Meilin sneered in return, her tone dripping with disdain. "Naturally, I remember our agreement. The first condition stipulates that I must become your woman and obey your commands, unless they contradict my loyalty to the church. The second condition demands that the church align itself with your faction and safeguard the secrecy of the Ebon Void Essence Oregon. In return, you vowed not to harm my fellow brethren and pledged to discuss the matter of sharing the Ebon Void Essence or with the Pope. Visit novilbin.c/m for the L-test updates." "Correct. Now, why don't you come and sit on my lap, my dear?" "It wouldn't do for my woman to remain so far away," Wang Jian's voice assumed a depraved yet calculating tone. Hong Meilin wore a bitter smile as she replied, her words laced with a hint of realization. "I understand now why you requested my presence at this meeting. You intended to issue such an order to publicly display our relationship before your siblings and their faction members. By spreading the news that I, the revered saintess of the Church of Divine Light, am your woman, your faction will gain immeasurable influence. This strategic move will undoubtedly facilitate the recruitment of additional organizations and groups to bolster your ranks. Wang Jian retorted with a condescending sneer, his eyes rolling in contemptuous disdain. How mistaken you are. The motive behind my request for you to grace my lap is driven by a desire to savor those supple curves of your enticing buttocks, to revel in the lascivious contours of your body cradled within my grasp. Hong Meilin's face tightened with a mix of anger and resignation as she reluctantly complied with his demand. With each step, she could feel the weight of her compromised agency, the sense of powerlessness mounting within her. Wang Jian's arms coiled possessively around her waist, tightening his grip as if to reinforce his control over her. As their bodies intertwined, a surge of indignation coursed through Hong Meilin. She could feel the unmistakable pressure of Wang Jian's throbbing member pressing against her buttocks, an unwelcome intrusion that stoked her anger, yet she knew resistance would only bring further suffering. Thus, she endured, concealing her fury beneath a facade of compliance. Resting his head against her back, Wang Jian savored the delicate scent of lilies that clung to her skin, his voice a chilling whisper against her ear. "Turn your head," he commanded, his tone thick with dominance. "I crave the taste of your lips." Reluctantly, Hong Meilin obeyed his insistent words, her gaze a mixture of indignation and resignation. Wang Jian's lips descended upon hers with a forceful possessiveness, his tongue intruding into her mouth without invitation. The kiss lingered, an unwelcome amalgamation of power and submission, while his hands roamed with wicked intent, exploring her body in a mischievous dance. Wang Jian's keen senses alerted him to the approaching presence of his guests, causing him to cease his indulgent activities with Hong Meilin. "They are drawing near," he whispered, his voice laced with a warning tone, directed at Hong Meilin. Aware of the impending arrival, Hong Meilin was left with no choice but to don a forced smile, her gaze fixed upon the tense entrance. She had to adopt the facade of a willing participant, sitting upon Wang Jian's lap, even though every fiber of her being rebelled against the charade. The grand meeting pavilion welcomed the entrance of none other than the third prince, Wang Qin, accompanied by his retinue. For King realm experts flanked his side, their formidable presence emanating power and authority. Despite the existence of the elusive elemental sparks, Wang Qin had failed to make the crucial breakthrough to the esteemed King realm. Fate had conspired against him, for during the emergence of the elemental sparks, Wang Qin lay unconscious, robbed of the opportunity to harness the ethereal essence and unlock the profound insights into his elemental affinity. Upon awakening, Wang Qin learned of Wang Jian's triumph over the demonic forces, the news stoking an inferno of anger within him. Jealousy and fury danced in his eyes as they settled upon Hong Meilin, perched alluringly upon Wang Jian's lap, their intimacy evident. With a cold, distant tone, Wang Jian addressed his third brother, his words cutting through the charged air. "Greetings, third brother. Please take your seat over there." Wang Jian's commanding gesture directed Wang Qin towards a row of seats strategically positioned at the far end of the opulent pavilion. Though a tempest of humiliation and anger raged within Wang Qin's heart, he swallowed his pride and reluctantly acquiesced, settling into the designated seat. Meanwhile, Wang Qin's subordinates couldn't help but cast reverent gazes upon Wang Jian, their eyes brimming with awe and admiration. The mere notion that Wang Jian had managed to subdue the revered saintess of the Church of the Divine Light surpassed their wildest imaginations. It became evident that Wang Jian's prowess in both combat and charisma far surpassed that of their own master, Wang Qin. In that fleeting moment, a seed of doubt was sown, leaving them to ponder whether their loyalty had been misplaced. It wasn't long before the remaining esteemed guests made their entrance. The Crown Prince Wang Hao, accompanied by his entourage, and the second Princess Wang Ying, accompanied by her loyal attendants, entered the pavilion. Their countenances bore the unmistakable signs of shock as they beheld the sight of Hong Meilin seated in an intimate and compromising position upon Wang Jian's lap. Nevertheless, Wang Ying and Wang Hao swiftly masked their astonishment, adeptly concealing their true emotions behind composed facades as they took their respective seats. Now, without further ado, let us delve into the heart of the matter. The purpose behind convening this assembly is to seek your invaluable assistance in the elimination of Yi Chen, Wang Jian stated with unwavering resolve, his voice carrying a commanding presence. A hint of skepticism tinged Wang Ying's response as she voiced her agreement. Indeed, the urgency and gravity of this task are irrefutable. Wang Hao nodded in unison, his voice filled with resolute determination. I wholeheartedly support Wang Jian's proposal. Yi Chen's transformation into a malevolent demon poses a grave threat to the empire, and swift action is imperative. Wang Chen, too, attempted to voice his agreement, but his words were swiftly interrupted by Wang Jian's commanding presence. Fixing his unwavering gaze upon his second sister, Wang Ying, Wang Jian spoke with an authoritative tone. In that case, I implore you to lend your assistance in uncovering any information regarding Yi Chen's potential allies or insights into his abilities. It has come to my knowledge that Yi Chen was once affiliated with your faction, dear sister. Shifting his attention to his eldest brother, Wang Hao, Wang Jian continued, his voice firm and resolute. Furthermore, Guan Yin, a member of the Crimson Guards under your jurisdiction, eldest brother, had a personal connection with Yi Chen. I beseech you to gather any knowledge or intelligence related to him. There is also the Heavenly Blade sect that groomed him into an expert. Indeed, Yi Chen's allegiance was once intertwined with my faction, and I am willing to divulge every fragment of information at my disposal, Wang Ying affirmed, strategically choosing the path that would best serve her faction's interests. With Wang Ying's commitment, Wang Hao followed suit, his voice carrying a note of concern. I shall order the Heavenly Blade sect to share all information about Yi Chen. And I shall personally request Guan Yin to share any knowledge she possesses concerning Yi Chen. Regrettably, since attaining the esteemed rank of the King Realm, she has secluded herself within her tent, refusing to engage with anyone. Perceiving an opportunity to contribute, Wang Jian spoke, may I be granted permission to approach her, eldest brother? I believe I may be able to reach out to her. Arching an eyebrow in response to Wang Jian's request, Wang Hao considered the proposition before granting his consent. Very well. You may attempt to communicate with her. Wang Hao shifted his gaze towards Hong Meilin, his countenance serious and laden with inquiry. Saintess, the close bond between you and Jian leads me to ponder whether it signifies a collaborative alliance between the Church and Jian's faction. His words carried an undertone of cautious skepticism, reflecting the weighty implications and potential ramifications of such a partnership. Wang Hao's question hung in the air, casting a momentary hush over the assembled group. All eyes turned expectantly towards Hong Meilin, awaiting her response, their expressions a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Drawing a steadying breath, Hong Meilin mustered the courage to address the pressing matter at hand. Her voice, though slightly wavering, carried a firm resolve. I want to make it unequivocally clear that my relationship with His Highness 7th Prince is purely personal, devoid of any alliance between his faction and the Church. As her words resonated throughout the meeting, a sense of relief began to wash over the attendees. However, their relief was short-lived, as Wang Jian, wearing a calculated smirk, interjected with his characteristic confidence. Not yet anyway. But my dearest Meilin has kindly agreed to arrange a meeting with the Pope. I am confident that through our discussions, we can forge a mutually beneficial agreement. His unexpected statement sent shockwaves rippling through the room, leaving the participants stunned and wide-eyed. Their gazes shifted towards Hong Meilin, silently questioning her reaction. To their surprise, she remained composed, offering no resistance or objection to Wang Jian's bold declaration. Wang Jian's piercing gaze swept across the room, his voice carrying an air of authority as he inquired, "Is there anything else to be addressed?" Wang Hao, exuding an icy detachment, responded curtly, "No." Before the weight of the tension could settle, Wang Ying interjected, deftly shifting the topic to a matter of strategic importance. So, when should we unveil this vital information? Time is of the essence. Wang Jian allowed a thoughtful pause to permeate the atmosphere, his mind working swiftly behind his calculating eyes. Finally, he unveiled his decision, his voice carrying a note of determination. Let us not delay any further. Since you are already present, second sister, I implore you to take the lead. Share with us every bit of information you possess about Yichen. With a nod, Wang Ying embarked on her account, delving into the well-known abilities of Yichen. However, the information she shared held little surprise, as it was already common knowledge among those gathered. Yi Chen's prowess resided in his masterful sword techniques, his fluidity in wielding the heavy sword as if it were weightless. Such skills had earned him a fearsome reputation on the battlefield. Another crucial piece of insight provided by Wang Ying was the presence of a substantial collection of King Realm talismans in Yi Chen's possession. These potent artifacts were bestowed upon him by his master, the esteemed Emperor Realm expert, Old Chu. Yet, with Yi Chen now aligned with the demonic forces, it was highly unlikely that Old Chu would continue supporting him or replenishing his talismans. Thus, it was only a matter of time before Yi Chen's arsenal of talismans depleted. Seizing the opportunity to interject, Wang Jian's tone turned grave as he shared his astute observation. Let us not underestimate him. While the talismans provided by Old Chu may dwindle, we must consider the possibility that the Nether Curse Weaver Devil Princess may supply him with artifacts and powerful talismans. Wang Hao, in agreement, added his voice to the conversation. Indeed, seventh brother. We must remain vigilant. The Nether Curse Weaver Devil Princess is a formidable and cunning opponent, and her assistance to Yi Chen should not be underestimated. She must have recognized the value Yi Chen holds. With two inheritors of the ancestral totem's power now among the demonic forces, their survival becomes crucial for the rise of the demonic factions. Wang Ying's voice carried a weighty seriousness as she added, in light of this, we must preserve our own cache of talismans to ensure we are not caught off guard. In unison, the gazes of everyone in the meeting, except for Wang Jian, gravitated towards Hong Meilin, comfortably seated on Wang Jian's lap, her body embraced by his arms. Their closeness was evident, prompting curiosity and speculation among the onlookers. Their attention turned to Hong Meilin for a specific reason. If their factions were to confront Yi Chen and the Nether Curse Weaver Devil Princess, they would require holy artifacts or holy talismans from the Church of the Divine Light. And with the potential alliance between Wang Jian's faction and the Church, the assumption arose that the Church would exact a steep price for their assistance. This prospect did not sit well with Wang Hao, Wang Ying, and even Wang Chen, for they recognized the implications. The battle against the demons could potentially yield exorbitant profits for Wang Jian and the Church, an arrangement that they found intolerable. Noticing the concern etched on the faces of the attendees, both Wang Jian and Hong Meilin understood the apprehensions lingering in the room. Hong Meilin wanted to voice her thoughts, but she opted to remain silent, unsure of Wang Jian's intentions and wary of any potential profiteering. However, Wang Jian, sensing the unease, spoke with a grave tone, his words carrying a sense of determination. I give you my solemn assurance that even if an alliance is formed between the Church and my faction, we will never impose exorbitant prices for the holy artifacts or talismans needed to combat the demons. Our foremost priority is cleansing our empire of these vile creatures. I trust that everyone present in this meeting shares this sentiment. His resolute words visibly eased the furrowed brows of Wang Hao, Wang Ying, and the others. Wang Jian's sincerity in eradicating the demons left a profound impression on them. Even Hong Meilin, with her mixed feelings toward Wang Jian, couldn't help but view him in a more favorable light. His unwavering commitment to vanquish the demonic forces resonated with her, and a glimmer of admiration for his resolve emerged within her heart. With the tension somewhat diffused, Wang Ying redirected the discussion. Well, those were the extent of the abilities I was aware of concerning Yi Chen. However, Jian, as you have recently engaged in combat with him, I believe you have first-hand knowledge of his latest capabilities. Wang Jian's expression turned serious as he responded, fully aware of the importance of his answer. Yi Chen has acquired the powers of the storm element. His physicality now mirrors that of the Oceanic Tempest Storm Devil clan, but I suspect his regenerative abilities surpass even theirs. Additionally, his mastery of the wind, water, and lightning elements far exceeds his proficiency in sword techniques. From my observations, his command of the storm element falls within the medium level of understanding. Furthermore, he possesses a peculiar body cultivation technique that enables him to withstand devastating assaults. To defeat him swiftly, we must employ attacks infused with elemental forces, targeting his spirit or causing internal organ injuries. Wang Jian's words resonated throughout the room, prompting contemplation among those present. The complexity of Yi Chen's abilities and the strategies required to overcome them weighed heavily on their minds. Wang Ying interjected with a sudden inquiry, her curiosity piqued. "What about his spirit? Do you have any insights on that?" Wang Jian shook his head, indicating a lack of knowledge. During my encounter with him, Yi Chen never utilized his spirit, even when he teetered on the brink of defeat. It's possible that he lacks a combat-oriented spirit. Wang Hao seized the opportunity to contribute to the discussion. The elder from the Heavenly Blade sect may possess the details regarding Yi Chen's spirit. I will personally consult with him and share the information with all of you. Wang Jian offered a grateful nod and a smile, acknowledging his elder brother's support. However, a spark of curiosity lit up his eyes as he shifted his gaze towards his second sister, Wang Ying. "In fact, I've heard another rumor that I haven't had a chance to verify. Is it true that Yi Chen accompanied Elder Hua of the Lotus Blossom sect in acquiring the Heavenly Moon Blossom flowers? It is said that he somehow multiplied these rare flowers from 1 into 4. Wang Ying's eyebrows arched in surprise as she recalled such rumors circulating. However, she had yet to verify them personally with Elder Hua. "I shall make it a point to inquire about this matter directly from Elder Hua," Wang Ying responded with a serious tone, acknowledging the importance of validating these rumors. "Let us proceed without delay. It is imperative that we acquire this information swiftly," Wang Jian proposed, his voice resonating with determination. Slowly, Hong Meilin rose from his lap, followed by Wang Jian himself, gracefully standing up from his royal throne. In unison, Wang Ying, Wang Hao, and their respective subordinates also stood up, ready to accompany them. Wang Chen and his entourage joined the procession, all of them driven by the urgency to seek answers from Elder Hua. Their first destination was the abode of Elder Hua, belonging to Wang Ying's faction. Unbeknownst to the others, a wicked grin gradually crept across Wang Jian's face as his gaze fell upon Elder Hua. His eyes gleamed with a sinister delight, a calculated anticipation that went unnoticed by those around him. Elder Hua, a woman of exceptional beauty, captivated Wang Jian's attention. Unlike the other women in his company, she possessed a subtle allure, not defined by an overly buxom figure but by an impeccable physique. Your F48 stories on /o/v/lbn.cm. Her slender frame boasted perfect curves in all the right places, exuding an aura of grace and sensuality. Her lustrous, flowing locks of silky light blue hair cascaded down, framing her face as her entrancing brown eyes surveyed the world around her. Every feature seemed to be meticulously crafted to enhance her exquisite beauty, capable of captivating the heart of any man who beheld her presence. That's all for this part, trekkers. See you all in the next video.